Yeah, this one. I think we're gonna put that one back. Opponent reveals Gigantha. I think we're putting that one back. This one's a little bit better. Back Cling. Keep removal spell both 4-drops in case they're like Jund Saga or something. I think it's not even that good. What's up, Suya? Go back Sheoldred. Nah. I think you gotta keep Sheoldred with this hand. Prowess? Preordain. Prowess or Breach? It is Fracom, so it's probably Prowess. Here comes the money. Confirm Prowess. Sir Eccles, thank you for the $25 donation. Very, very generous of you. Thank you very much for that for donation decks. Just make sure to drop a link to the deck list in the Discord. I'm sure you know where to do it at this point. But thank you for the 25, Eccles. Yeah, and now I think we have to keep playing Cube just so we can try to go for the Cube trophy lead. You know what I mean? I feel compelled to keep going. Because we're not that far down from the trophy lead if you look at this. Like leader has 20, we have 16, so we could easily just keep trying to go for the trophy lead. It really helps when you get 10 trophies over the course of 2 days. Anything you think Coffers needs to push to consistent tier 1, or is it just a hit and miss? The biggest issue with Coffers, like the main thing holding it back, is the Rhinos matchup. That matchup is atrocious, right? They have like very, very heavy pressure on turn 3 that doesn't trade that effectively for Edict and Push, given that you have the 2-for-1 yourself, and they have just a pile of Force Negations and Subtleties for all of your 4-drops. So I don't know. It just like I fundamentally don't know how to fix that matchup. Yeah, but like, what's the tech for Rhinos? Like, is it like Defense Grid or something? Soul Scar Mage. 2 Chalice Man. Yeah, I guess you could main deck Chalice. Yeah, definitely sideboard Defense Grid. That's probably a good start. Okay, definitely gonna Edict this turn. I don't think they have main deck Spell Pierce. I mean, I guess I could play around main deck Spell Pierce, right? No, because if they pierce the Edict, then I can resolve Ring, so I think this is fine. Thorn of Amethyst. For Rhinos? It doesn't really... Like, that doesn't necessarily solve the subtlety force negation problem. I mean, it kind of does, because they can't, like, tap out for pressure and hold up the interaction. But it also doesn't even tag subtlety, so that's kind of awkward. Yeah, something like Void Mirror could be good. What you'd probably have to do is like you'd probably have to cut into the Karn sideboard and just play a whole bunch of cards like that, like Void Mirror, right? Probably like I don't know 3 or 4 Void Mirrors. Yeah, maybe main deck Chalice is the way. But again, Sidana, Chalice doesn't really stop the forces and stuff. But I guess the theory is that as long as you're not getting pressured, you don't really care about trading for forces. Since, like, if they can't resolve Rhinos and you, like, if you just get the 4 mana under no pressure, you can just cast enough 4-drops to play through all of their free counter spells. So maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, Chalice for 1 to be insane in this matchup. It shuts off Fatal Push, but, you know, shutting off my Fatal Pushes is probably worth shutting off, 90% of their spells. Why are they casting Mutagenic Growth? Do they have Bone Crusher? Oh, because it was exiled off Expressive. They just wanted to put it in their graveyard. Sure. Okay. I was going to say I wouldn't mind drawing a land, and that was a pretty good land to draw. Because I want to Thoughtseize to make sure my Sheoldred sticks, and then activate Ring. Just take Breach, right? So there's a couple of options. I can take Bolt, and then go Coffers, Karn, Tormod's Crypt to shut off the Breach. But that means I'm not playing Sheoldred. I think I'm just going to take the Breach. 3, 4, play Sheoldred, go to 20. Found a March 2, which is kind of nice. Not going to March yet. If they end-step Bolt, maybe I'll March. Kill the Soul Scar in response, just so my Sheoldred doesn't get 3 counters on it. But I don't think there's a reason to cast the March now. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard for them to win, I agree. I'm not going to say they can't win. They can hit, like, a really lucky expressive here, like double Bolt or something. Yeah, if it EI into double Bolt, maybe. Like, double Bolt this, play land, Bolt me. Maybe. It's got to be a pretty lucky expressive, though. Yeah, Heat would kill the Sheoldred. I found Lava Dart. What's up, Sulking? They are bolting my Sheoldred. Okay, so if I march now, I can only do it for X equals 4. And I have to pitch my entire hand. Am I dead if I don't do that, though? Because we know they hit Dart. So, bolt this. Dart the Sheoldred twice. That's 2, 4... plus 3 prowess triggers, right? That's 10. 10. A growth would be 14. If they drew growth this turn. This would be they have 2 unknowns. Yeah, there's just no reason to cast March here, right? Because, like, if I cast March for 4, they just double dart in response. They get to keep the Soul Scar Mage. So I think there's no reason to cast March here. If only we had Fatal Push. Fatal Push would be game over there, probably. Let me just push this. Like, sure, they can double dart it, but this thing still dies, and... Well, I guess it would still die, right? Yeah, I guess it's gonna die no matter what. Yeah, the Soul Scar doesn't really matter that much. I mean, the fact that I'm taking 5 damage from it matters, but... Yeah, we can just, like, March Edict to clean everything up. We should still be fine this game. We should honestly still be fine this game. Take, like, an Urborg here. Okay, Schwamp. So, how much mana do we have in total? We have 8 mana. 3 cards in hand, one of which is an expressive. Karn Chalice is 6. I'm trying to think if I just Karn Chalice here. We can Karn Chalice Edict. Yeah, we could also just Karn for second ring. I actually kind of like Karn Chalice Edict. Yeah, because then we can upkeep the other March, right? Yeah, I'm just going to go Karn Chalice Edict. Or maybe Karn Chalice March Pitch. That's probably safer, right? Like, I could just March Pitch my whole hand if I want to. No reason to do it now. I could just pass. I like this. Not main phasing the removal spell also, you know, means that if they have enough spells, they might just not attack Karn. They might try to go for lethal, and then we can just, you know. So that's why it's nice to, like, not cast the removal spell in my main phase. These are 3 expressives, by the way. It's a lot. Yeah, well, now their spells don't work. When new Welding Jar that give indestructible instead of regen. Why would that matter? So it doesn't tap it? Spoken like a true Lantern gamer. Only Lantern gamers would ask for that kind of stuff, you know? Yeah, they kind of have to assume that I have removal spells. So how about I pass priority? Maybe I Edict now? Because, like, Karn's gonna die anyways. Yeah. So we Edict now. And then they have to use another spell to kill Karn. If I March, Karn's still gonna die, so I might as well just wait on the March. Well, Spree doesn't regen. Does Shatterstorm no regen? Yeah, Dothy is for living in, and just, like, in general, there's just, like, sometimes when Push is dead, you just want to bring in a card that has text. And that's why Dothy is nice. I'm trying it over Leylines. The no regen clause on Shatterstorm. We could tap this at least one more time. Yeah, I think we just march for as much as possible. Maybe leave up one other march. I guess I'm going to have to discard. No, I'll rather discard a land. Yeah, so we'll march for 8. I think. Could just get second ring, though. Yeah, isn't that just better? Just get second ring. Yeah, let's just get second ring. I think it's much safer this way. Why no Bowmaster and save Karn? Well, I can do everything this way, right? I don't know why I drew main phase. It doesn't matter. This is what we call garbage time. Nice Fatal Push, by the way. At least I can pitch it to March. I can, like, probably cut off all their blue sources, right, with the fields. Yeah, now we can Bowmaster to protect Karn. Pretty sure they're just locked out. Because they can, like, I don't know, Breach or something? Does Breach matter? Like, what spells can they even cast? Expressive Iteration? But then they're just expressing into more uncastables, right? I mean, sure. Like, they can draw a bunch of cards, but they're just drawing a bunch of cards they can't play. Okay. Cycle the Bauble. They can't, I have Karn. They can't sacrifice Bauble. Questing Druid. I guess that's a castable. We're, like, up on time, too, so whatever. They're going to cast a Lava Dart that gets countered, just to put a counter on Questing Beast. Sure. By the way, this is why I'm playing 4 Sheoldreds. Just for, like, spots like this, you know? Yeah, no, the Timeless video got uploaded today. Timeless video is currently up. Should be. Okay, let's draw 2. -2. Oh, they don't want to play anymore. I was gonna Damnation and Sundering Titan on that turn. I was gonna leave them permanentless. I think no sideboard in this matchup. Like, Dothy's not great, but I wanted to Damnation and Sundering Titan them. Come on, opponent. Let me have my fun. These are like the non-Karn cards. Yeah, just like a classic no changes. Think of taking out Liquimetal Coating. It's weird because Coating doesn't come up that often, but when it does, it's very, very important. Like, against opposing big mana strategies, the fact that you can lock them off Tron, or in the mirror locking them off Coffers if they don't have Karn, like, it doesn't come up often, but when it does, it's just insane. And I would feel bad, like, cutting it and needing it against Tron, you know? Because I think I mean, I guess you have fields, but I don't know. In my experience, on the draw, the Tron matchup has been kind of tough. Not that, not that coding helps that much on the draw, but ooh, good deck. You see, chat, this is the problem with the Cabal Coffers deck, is that it's just, the mana base is just a little too good. Can probably cycle Cling on a fetch. I kind of want to keep this. It's like this or 5. Like, keep, put back Sheoldred. Alright, I'm doing it. I don't want to go to 5. Okay, there's the fetch beacon cycle. Yeah, I think it is better than 5. Okay, Fatal Push. Any pushers? Yeah, we are playing 26 lands. Fuck. Well, it's more like 23 lands. I spoke too soon, I guess. Drew a Lotus Petal. I go. We did draw a Lotus Petal. Okay. Don't tell Menguchi that I drew 2 Urborgs, because then he'll make a Twitter post about why you should play 3 and not 4. Okay, drawing push is not too bad. Land that is not Urborg, please. I mean, could be worse, right? Could be worse. Can't complain that much. Multiple Urborgs for Revolt. Yeah. He said nice lands in chat. Thanks. Love the nice lands. Yeah, that is true. Things could be a whole lot better. Nice lands, chat. MTL Carl, thank you for the 9 months. Welcome back. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna draw non-lands. That's one of my better non-lands. Probably still never losing. If there are 5 lands on top of my deck, I feel pretty good about this game. I guess one of them probably has to be Coffers. Okay. Just going to use my mana, obviously. Get out. Pierce me? No, no pierce. Land. I mean, takes breach. Probably trades for a pierce at this point. I'm sure they have pierce. Oh, okay. They hit these two, right? Channeler Heat. They have black mana? Bro, we gave them black mana. Not like this. Kind of need to take one of the threats, right? Yeah. I just want to keep them off threats for as long as possible. There is no black mana. Well, there is now. They have black mana. I can assure you they have black mana, I promise you. That's hilarious that they get black off the for the stupid Terra Sunder. Okay, that helps. Helps a little bit. So what do we know is in their hand? Heat Terras. Heat Terras, one unknown. If I Edict them now, they're probably just going to sack Channeler. I think I should Edict them now. Maybe they sack Questing Druid. I don't know which one I'd prefer. I mean, with March in hand, I'd probably prefer they sack the Questing Druid, because I'm more likely to be able to kill this if I draw, like, a, you know... I guess if I draw Citadel, it comes into play tap. But Citadel, then I can X equals 4 the turn after without having to pitch. But I can always just pitch the Bowmaster to kill this. I mean, I drew a Lotus Petal this game. It wasn't that bad. Okay, they do sack the Questing Druid. Yep, take 3. Next turn, you draw another Urborg anyways. Stop. If I draw Urborg, Rito's getting banned. You're playing Prowess. Okay, we have to do this. Done. Doesn't feel good. But it must be done. The real question is, how do we defeat this Gigantha? Good to know they have Terra Sunder. I find it hilarious that they just have black mana for their Terra Sunder. So they can actually... It's huge in this matchup, too, because this lets them kill Sheoldred. Probably never going to kick it. Yeah, you say that, but if I draw Urborg and Sheoldred and they draw Terra Sunder, they're probably going to kick it. A little late to the party on that one. Should I have just pitched the Dothy to kill the Channeler? Maybe I should have. Yeah, maybe I should have. We know it's just dead to the heat. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. They have this card in sideboard specifically against Coffers. Yeah, because they know they'll have black mana, you know? It's just a free roll. They always have black. They're at 10. Maybe they can burn them out. I don't know how, but... Alright, game 3. Turn 8. Finally drew my 3rd land. I guess technically I drew my 3rd land on turn 2, but... Kept your 1-lander. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I am playing 26 lands. I guess because I had the Urborg in hand, it was really only 23. Like, the other 3 Urborgs didn't really count with that hand, so... Honestly, the hand would have been a lot better if the land was a swamp and not an Urborg, because then it gets me a lot more outs. I mean, I was on 6 and I had a Clang. Okay, this hand's very good. I think on 6 with a cantrip, like, I didn't want to go to 5. I had cantrip. My hand was cantrip, removal spell, Karn. Like, you know, you want me to mull that on 6? Try to use the code on heavy play, but it seems it doesn't work. Just saw what it was. Did you try Doom with O's or zeros? Because it's supposed to be O's. I believe. I can't remember. Did he do O's or zeros? I don't remember if he did, because I know cool stuff was O's. Maybe it is zeros. Try it with zeros, because it should be zeros. I can't remember. I'm just not casting Bowmasters here. Like, he's almost certainly going to play Questing Druid this turn. I know. I really should. Okay, no Questing Druid. Hopefully we just draw a land to play this. Hopefully it's not an Urborg, too, because I don't want to give him black mana. Because then if I draw an Urborg and he has Terra Sunder in hand, he can just kill Sheoldred. No, I have not Bolt. I mean, I did give him Delirium for this, but it is what it is. Yeah, I've been very, very happy with Citadel. like this card a lot. Like the fact that it activates both coffers and field. One of the biggest problems with the Tron matchup is like when you were on the draw against Tron, you couldn't start fielding them until turn 3. But if you open Citadel Field, you can just go turn 1 Citadel, turn 2 Field, and it actually gives you like a legitimate chance against Tron at the draw, which is huge. Like it's made that matchup feel a little bit better. All right, they definitely have the first heat. Do they have the second heat is the question. Kind of chilling if they don't have a second heat. Oh, wait, they don't have Delirium. What? Oh, they had 2 sorceries. I don't know why I thought they had Delirium. Okay, well, them missing on Delirium would be huge here. The fact that they're tanking means they probably don't... This is probably not Delirium, right? Because if it was anything that turned on Delirium, they would just snap Graveyard it. They kept the card on top. Okay. Oh, the Lava Dart turn on Delirium. Okay, sure. I'm with you. I see. So I could play second Sheoldred, or I could just play Cleanup Duty. Like, push this, march this. If I play second Sheoldred and they have second heat, or even if they just have, like, a breach, it's not great for me. So I think I'm just gonna play Cleanup Duty. I don't have double push. True, they can dart. I don't want to pitch anything, though. Maybe I pitch Voidwalker? This Voidwalker's kind of irrelevant, right? So just go push, march, pitch, Dothy. You march, they dart, then you Bowmaster. Well, I have to march for... Ooh, so you're thinking march, pitch, Dothy, X equals 2. Let them heat? No, that's stupid, right? Like, march, pitch, Dothy, X equals 2. They dart to make it an X3. This loses Delirium. Then I can Bowmaster this. But then, like, I might as well just push this and then march this pitch Dothy to guarantee it's dead, right? I think I'm doing that. And just forget about the Dothy. Yeah, I like this. It doesn't beat Mutagenic Growth, but whatever. The Dothy is just not doing that much, I don't think. Yeah, they dart me. They have 4 cards in hand. Alright, well, please no second heat. Smell like something's burning. Kind of weird. I think it's fine. Can't cast the Adventure of Druid if you don't have Lurrus on board. I don't know about that. Okay. So now we can Edict them. Non-token. Just gonna Edict now. Hold a bow. Their breach is looking pretty good, though, is the issue. I guess if they breach Bauble a bunch, we have the Bowmaster. No respect for Jeff. No respect for Jeff. Just want to use the more mana efficient card. Maybe I should be respecting Jeff, but... 2 darts in the graveyard. What's up, Benny? Yeah. Okay, well, this at least forces them to dart. Maybe they want to anyways. Sure. Man, it's been kind of a grindy-ass game. I don't feel like I'm in the best position. You kind of need a good draw step. I kind of want to save Thoughtseize for Jeff. They have 2 cards in hand. They could easily have an Expressive, though. They haven't been playing lands. Yeah, I think we're very far behind. Alright, go. Last card's a land. They're going to pick up Gigantha. Yeah, I mean, Ring probably seals it up. We haven't seen any counter spells out of them. Like, no Spell Pierces yet. They have Mesa. So they're probably going to... That's a pretty good draw step. They hit... Land Breach. Well, thankfully they don't have a Bauble. So they can breach this turn, but I don't think they can kill me. Because they don't have a Mutagenic either. So the best they can really do is, like, breach, dart my token, and then play 1 spell, right? I guess they play Channeler first, then dart. And then if they hit exactly Bauble, they're a gamer. And then just cast Bauble a bunch. Maybe they time out. Yeah, they probably should go DRC first and then cast the dart to try and spike Bauble. I mean, if they hit Bauble here, they just wanted it more, you know? They simply just wanted it more if they hit Bauble. They win with Muta. Yeah, Mutagenic kills me, but it's not clear they kept in Mutagenic. I don't think Mutagenic is very good in this matchup. Well, they can't have multiple Preordains because they have no mana left over, you know? Only Fracob, man. Only Fracob. I mean, it really, really is just a skill issue. I know, right? The skill difference. The skill difference is real. Bruception. We could maybe time them out. It's unlikely, but we could. It's the Bean soundbite from? It's like from a TikTok, I think. I mean, this one? Yeah, I think it's from like a random TikTok. As all good things, as most good things are, you know. Most good things are just from TikToks. We're probably going to lose this game with like 30 seconds on their clock. The clock will kill them. Yeah, maybe. If we could draw like a Damnation, that'd be chill. That'd be chill vibes if we could just draw Damnation right now. Get the card on top. Yeah, I also kind of don't think they're clocking. They kill me in 1 turn. If I can find Damnation, there's a good chance I can survive. But it kind of has to be Damnation. And they know my top card. Of all people. Okay, I don't know what that does, but... Guess it gets Tormod's Crypt. Tormod's Crypt to stop Delirium. It's the only thing that's relevant here, right? Nothing else is relevant. Alright, we just need to buy 1 turn. We just need to buy 1 turn, chat. Can we buy 1 turn? Okay, that's a bolt. 8 seconds, 9 seconds. Oh, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. I mean, you know. Screenshot that bad boy? You think so? Nah, I'm not that toxic. I'm not that toxic. Back to nice mana base. You know, somehow for a mono black deck, I think we have the worst mana base in the entire format. I don't know how that's possible, but I think we do. Okay, this one's definitely a keeper. I don't know what I'm putting back here. It's either March or Karn for me. I think it's March. Putting back March is better against Thoughtseize because it gives me 2 payoffs. Are we getting scammed? I'm getting scammed. Second Dothie's not bad. I think I might have missed a sub. Jath Brisk, thank you very, very much for the 2-month resub. Welcome back, Jath Brisk. Shocking. Is this Esper Shadow? Is this a Panda alt account? Oh, man. This has to be a Panda alt account, right? Arena economy heavily favors drafters. Started drafting around 1 year ago. Now set uncomfortably 80 rare card win rate. No way you can do that without drafting a lot. Yeah, I mean, let's just say I got some tax write-offs for Arena. Let's just say that. Prismatic Ending. Well, again, this is kind of why I wanted to keep both payoffs, because we get to keep one of these in hand. They're definitely a Shadow deck, right? There's no way they're not. Basic Plains is kind of weird in Shadow, though. They took Dothie. I think I'm draw phasing this. I want to cut them off blue for Murktide. It's one of the scarier cards here. Maybe they have Basic Island. They do have Basic Island. Okay. Thanks, Stefan. Thank you. And there's the second blue. At least if they Murktide, they can't hold up Counterspell for one of my 4-drops, so it might be fine. They can go, like, Murktide hold up Bowmasters. I'll still ring if they Murktide here for sure. Murktide deck with Plains Godless Shrine. I guess that's a good point. Maybe they're less likely to have Murktide with Plains and Godless. Okay, there's the Shadow. I mean, they know about the push. I'm going to cast it so I can use my mana efficiently when I have 2 4-drops in hand. Probably getting countered. Yep. Interesting. Well, I was going to play the Karn. Now I'm just going to play the Ring. Make sure to play the one they know about. Double stub. Alright. Well, you know. I think they upkeep Captain. They probably do upkeep Captain, right? Because this puts me to 15. And then any oh, Jesus Christ. Wow, this is really bad for me. Maybe I should have cast the Karn last turn. I thought that casting the Ring first was better since I had second Ring, and my thought process was like, if I cast Ring, they counter it, then I could just slam the next Ring the next turn if I draw land. But like, you know, it's definitely worse into Counterspell plus Thoughtseize. Kind of tough. No changes. This matchup is probably bad, right? Like, threats that hit heavy that don't cost a lot of mana, Thoughtseize plus Counter Magic plus Ranger Captain. This matchup has to be atrocious. Yeah, that's a good point, Tabby. It's like, they probably... What happens if I cast Karn is they honestly probably just let it resolve. Like, I'm tapped out. What can I even get with Karn that matters? Right? Like, I guess I can get, like, Bridge, but then they just Thoughtseize the Bridge, and then I don't draw a land for Ring anyways. Yeah, they could have also just sacked Ranger Captain, too. Arena Field, the Second Cube Reanimator. Dude, I had a sweet Storm deck last night. It was funny. There was a situation where I kept my opening hand. My opening hand had a Black Source and a Dark Ritual, and then I drew Doomsday, and I didn't really conceptualize my Doomsday pile before I joined the League match, so I sat there for like 6 minutes thinking about the pile. I made the pile, but I stacked it wrong and lost the game. I ended up winning that match, but like I tanked for 6 minutes. I found the right pile. I just stacked it wrong. Keep this. Yeah, just classic Doomsday experience. God, I hope they cast Night's Whisper. Please cast Night's Whisper. Please cast Night's Whisper. Do it. 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 You know you want to. You know you want to. No, they don't want to. I really don't want to play this Urborg yet, but with the Coffers in hand, I think I should. Because it just gives me so much more mana next turn. If I draw Thoughtseize, I have... if I draw Thoughtseize, I have 5 mana that I can go Thoughtseize Sheoldred. It's kind of why I want to play the Urborg here. It gives them more black, which is awkward. But, I mean, that's fine. Oh. Okay. I'm kind of fine with this. I can resolve Sheoldred. I'm not going to cast Bowmasters on tap. So Thoughtseize first. Then we can go Coffers, Sheoldred. Purge, Shadow, Drown, Stub, Ending. So we just take Purge. Cast this card. Your turn. Is Captain an anti-Rhinos deck? You mean for my opponent's deck? Well, the nice thing about Captain in my opponent's deck is that it finds Death Shadow. Did you Thoughtseize bug me? Surely I didn't get Thoughtseize bugged, right? Oh. Oh, really? Oh, that's what we're casting. I mean, do what you gotta do, right? Okay, Priz, Stub, Drown, Stub. 1 unknown card. So 6/6 Shadow. How much can I march for? Well, I can march for a lot, but they have Stub. I'm just gonna pass, right? Like, I have no reason to do anything. I can just chill. If they fetch end of turn, I can march in response. Okay, go to 5. Kind of hilarious that Sheoldred makes Death Shadow bigger. Definitely just going to cast Bowmaster to give me 2 chump blockers. Kind of nice that Bowmaster puts them to 4, which means it's 2 turns for Sheoldred. Yeah, they just scooped. Cool. Alright, well. Thoughtseize your answer to Sheoldred, play Sheoldred. Went 5-2 in the late night challenge with Teamer Prowess last night. Yeah, we beat Fracom round 1. We probably should have lost, but Fracom timed out. That deck looks good. I need to buy some Questing Druids. Thoughtseize as Garfield intended. Thoughtseize your answer, play my threat. Okay. I'm obviously not mulling hands with Twin, but the spells aren't great. The spells could be a little bit better with this hand. Can't complain about opening Coffers Urborg, though. I guess we're leading with Urborg. Because I want to be able to Clang. I just want to cycle my Clang. Always like bringing in Leveler in such matchups, especially if they show Needle Post board. Yeah, that's fair. My only worry is that, like, if they're pressuring me early with, like, Ranger Captain Shadow, and I may not have time to get to Leveler, that's kind of my problem with that. It's just really expensive in a, like, cheap threats plus counterspell matchup, is my worry. Okay, drawing 2 lands is not very good. Not where I want to be. They have El Capitan. Alright, no Capitan, that's good. They showed us Island and Plains last game. Could also just not sack the field yet. I don't like bopping Plains, though. Maybe they drew their Plains. They did not draw their Plains. No, not that Leveler. That's the punishment. That's definitely the punishment for that. Yeah, maybe that was stupid. Sure. I don't want to march here. Wish I had a Thoughtseize, but I don't. I guess we just play Sheoldred here. Oh, wait, are they playing Ranger Captain? Yeah, Ranger Captain, Purge. Ranger Captain, Purge, Prismatic Ending are the white cards that we've seen so far. Is this top tier deck? It's the best deck. Always best deck. I did Bolt. Yeah, I rated him when I was done streaming. I rated him as he was making it, so I did get to see that. If they attack, I'm blocking. Because I have second one. Do I block? Hold on. What if I just didn't block? How much mana do I have next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 7. What if I just didn't block? I just took it. Whatever. Alright, take 5. I think it's fine. White, blue. Okay. So they're getting a second shadow. Are they gonna sack the captain upkeep is the question. They're not playing shadow? Oh, we're getting scammed. What'd they pitch? They pitch Grief. Could march in response, but that seems kind of stupid. Assume they take Karn. It's kind of a weird spot. Maybe this is just like play defense with Sheoldred Bowmaster and just try to ride it out a little bit. Hope they die to Sheoldred. They took March. Okay, I'm a little bit scared. So they have to sack Captain now, right? Yeah, their plan is definitely sack Captain, right? They're going to let me play Karn? So what? Is their plan to sack Captain when I play Karn? I mean, that's kind of fine, right? Because then I could just play Bowmaster and have 3 blockers. Yeah, I'm like kind of fine with this. I think I'd rather Bowmaster. They have the Captain right now. They're not captaining? I'm very, very confused about this. I'm extremely confused. Why did they not captain? What's going on here? Why are we not captaining? They forgot about EE? Yeah, I guess. I don't know, they just like... That was weird. So, like, what should have happened? They obviously should have sacked Captain when I went to Karn. If they do that, I probably still get explosives, play Bowmasters, just so I can have 3 blockers. Yeah. That game, I don't know, I probably still would have won, but it would have been a little bit closer, for sure. And we take those. I think I played 4 Archfiends too and no Sheoldreds, which I thought was kind of weird at first, but the more I looked at the list, it kind of made sense. Domain and Esper are by far best. Rakdos is it Pirates are fun. I saw a Rakdos deck from Dom that was like, it was like Rakdos mid-range, and it just cut the Carnosaurus and played 4 Geological Appraisers, and that kind of looked cool. I also saw a dinosaur deck that I think was from X-File. I don't know if it's good. It's just like, so it was like Paleontologist, Iron Crag, Invasion of Zendikar, and then Carnosaur, Itali, Tyrannex Rex was the top end. No idea if that deck's good. So they have second Bowmaster. Just won't block. Ooh. Yeah, debate me. Chat, have I been debated? Yeah, Soldier's probably good. I mean, if they have second, if they have second Bowmaster, I'm gonna get God no matter what, right? Car. Okay. Yeah. Just pass. Is Ironcrag good to Intelli just not just a non-bow? I mean, that's the problem, right? That's the issue with the red-green Dino deck, Dubel, is it has a lot of good top end, but it's not a very good Itali or Carnosaur deck, because you frequently will just hit, you know, just... you frequently will just hit some random mana ramp spell. Like, you have to play so much ramp to be able to curve into your big stuff, but in turn, that just makes your top end a lot worse. That's the issue. So I'm not convinced that the dinosaur deck, like, even makes sense, you know? Structurally. Okay, this is fine. I have 3 cards in hand. I'm just gonna take this in Damnation, right? Do you think I can bait a Not Dead After All with Edict here? It's kind of a spew, though. Yeah, I'm just not gonna cast it. Because I can just Edict after the Damnation, right? Like, I Damnation, they not dead, then I can just Edict them after the fact. So I think that's fine. Yeah, Atali Cavern is kind of cool. That was, like, the one thing that was drawing me towards the dinosaur deck was Cavern. Because, like, you get to Cavern all of your huge, expensive spells, and that kind of did sound pretty interesting to me. Just gonna play Urborg here. Yeah, Cavern is sick in the Domain deck. Atraxa's an angel, right? So you get Atraxa and Archangel of Wrath. Is there a standard Convoke deck? That's not good. Yeah, I assume it gets a lot better with the Thraben Inspector. They probably just cast the Sheoldred, right? I think they should. They don't cast it, it's much worse if I draw a Fatal Push. I mean, I guess I have the Sheoldred covered with Push anyways. But you have to draw very, very well here. That kind of qualifies. That's it. I have 5 mana. I actually don't know that that does anything. Get a Wurmcoil? I even have time to get a Wurmcoil. Okay, so let's map this out. If I get Wurmcoil this turn, they probably kill Karn, hit me for 4, I go to 8. Shield or trigger, go to 6. Attack me with... Assuming they have nothing. Attack me with Grief, I go to 3. Sheoldred put me to 1. Attack with Wurmcoil, go up to 7. And they still just have 7 in play. Like, I'm not even sure the Wurmcoil gets me out of this. That's assuming they have nothing, right? Get Bridge? Bridge is bad, just die to Sheoldred. It might have to be just, like, Wurmcoil and Prey. Edict saves us. Yeah, I guess I can Edict the turn after. If they have nothing, the turn after I untap with Wurmcoil, the Edict is pretty good. And that kind of races the Sheoldred. I mean, I don't think anything else is going to even come close to getting me out of this, right? I think it just has to be Wurmcoil Prey. Yeah, there's just nothing else in my sideboard that even comes close to giving me a chance here. So it has to be Wurmcoil. Alright, go. I needed a Fatal Push that turn. That I could Edict the Grief, push the Sheoldred. That's bad. Well, I have Field, that's not that bad. I can't Field plus Wurmcoil, though. I'm 1 mana short. Punish for not playing Field that turn if I draw Coffers. Because had I played Field and drawn Coffers, I could have Fielded plus Wurmcoiled. Oh. Oh, that helps. That definitely helps. So... Pretty sure I just cast this turn on the Sheoldred. I'm gonna wait till they go to activate Castle. That was a good draw step, for sure. If you already have Urborg, Burris burns another color. Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I should. Should be doing that. Maybe they'll not that after all it, imagine. Just imagine if they had cast not that after all there. That would have been so funny. True to the Grief. Okay, so that takes Wurmcoil. We kind of have a chance. Because then we can kill one of these. Okay. So I got 8. Alright, good draw step. Yeah, ring would be nice. Not a good draw step. Edict them now. Field this. Yeah, I'll name a different color for explosive purposes. I think they're out of basics. Not that that's going to matter at this point. Name green, because why not? I think on average, from this position, our top decks are probably better than theirs. Obviously, we're down on life and they have a 3-2 in play, but I think our average top deck is better than their average top deck. Because we have Karns, Rings, and Sheoldreds, and they have Fables. Fables their best draw. We have a lot more Fables. We also have Demolition Fields. It's bad. Bowmaster kills me. Unfortunate. This matchup, I think, is very, very good for us, but we just had a lot of bricks that game. I kind of like cutting Kling for third Dothy. Actually, no, I should be cutting Thoughtseizes, right? Can I cut all my Thoughtseizes? Keep in 2, I guess. Do I want the Emrakul? Bring in Leveler. He's going to bring in Leveler Emrakul, like this, and just cut all the Thoughtseize. Kind of into it. I do hate Thoughtseize in this matchup. I think that card's awful. I like this. I can vibe with this. Because they may have a bunch of needles in the board. Ballista over Emrakul. It's maybe better to draw Ballista early, but I don't know. I kind of don't want to lose access to it in the sideboard, right? That would be my one worry about that. Even with double Urborg, I still kind of think I should keep this hand. I have no idea, though. Yeah, that's a good point, if they, like, Thoughtseize my Emrakul with a Dothy. I still think this hand's a keep. Especially against the Thoughtseize deck. Yeah, like, is this hand without the second Urborg better than most sixes? Probably is, right? Because it has Urborg Coffers. This hand has a ton of potential, you know? I'm not casting Bowmasters yet. Unless they dash Ragavan, of course, but they're not going to do that. Basically, in a Bowmaster mirror, you never want to be the first one to cast Bowmaster. Okay, so think about it this way. If I Edict now, they scam in response. If I let this resolve, they take Edict, scam, then I go March Pitch Bowmaster. So I could just let this resolve, I think. Because I have scam covered regardless. I mean, I'm gonna have to pitch my Bowmaster, but it is what it is. You just not have the scam card. Imagine they have double scam. Alright, whatever. You have double scam, you have double scam. Okay. Alright, they have 2 cards in hand. We have Urborg Coffers. Good card, good card, good card. Well, it's a land, so I don't have to worry about playing my second Coffers here. They probably shouldn't fetch. Okay, your turn. Hopefully their last card's not a Fable. I guess I should... It's kind of awkward. If I field now, they can double spell this turn. Reason to field is there. Whatever. I don't want to let them double spell. It's like a thing. You still get a basic if they fetch the target for field. No, if you field, like if I field an untapped fetch land and they fetch in response, you don't get to search off field. So I could have fielded their tapped fetch though. But again, they can double spell if I do that. So I'm just not gonna field yet. There's no reason to. Like I have an Urborg in play. I don't need to field. Okay, Fatal Push, good draw. Gonna attack first. Kinda chillin'. I think I should just push now to have the Bowmaster not get exiled. And sure, that's fine. So they have one card. It's not a Not Dead after all, so it's probably like a Grief or a Fury. Or, not Fury. Sheoldred is what I meant to say. I better not be a Fury. If it's a Fury, I'm calling it Judge. Yeah, Tidebinder's good against Field. Wait, hold on. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. 4, 5. I only have 6 mana. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave this back to player in Ragavan. Don't grief me, I'll cry. Literally, don't grief me, I'll cry. Okay, they don't have grief, that's good. If we draw second coffers, we can cast it. So this is 5, 6, 7. We can cast it next turn. So we have to dodge discard spell for 1 more turn. This is going to be the turn they draw land for grief, watch. Okay, good. Dodged. 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 Can you tap Urborg and then play second one? Yeah, I'm still 1 mana short, though. Interesting. Next turn. Okay, shit. Now what do we do? So, man. If I kill the Sheoldred and they have Terminate, it's really like I just lose the game. So maybe what I'm supposed to do is kill Dothy. If they terminate my Cityscape, then I can just chump block the Sheoldred, untap, flashback the Leveler. Urborg trigger push. I don't have enough mana to Leveler and I have to Leveler this turn, and I don't have enough to Leveler and push. So I think I'm just gonna kill the Dothy. So this is 1. Yeah, dude, this way. 2, 5. Yeah, I think it has to be the Dothy this turn. So kill Dothy. Go. And then again, if they attack if they terminate Leveler attack, I can go chump block, untap. I guess I'm 1 short of unearthing, but it's not a big deal because then we could just go field push and then try to find a land to unearth the turn after. Yeah, we can manage Shelly for 1 turn. And if they don't have Terminate, they're just dead. Well, you know what I mean. Terminate, Orcade Command, or Molten Clouds. But case in point, if they can't kill this, they're dead. You think they would attack if they had Terminate? I kind of want to take this and upkeep. There's no way. So I can just go to 6 and then attack, kill this. I'm just going to go to 6. Yeah, even if they have Terminate, I can still push. I was thinking about upkeep push, but I'm just going to go to 6. I guess we lose to Bolt this way. Well, it's not weird, Tonber, because we have a field in play, right? So it's not that weird. Yeah, this is like totally fine for us. Totally fine for us. They don't even get the Power Stone token. You'll love to see it. Oh, thanks, Kiwi. Appreciate that. Yeah, Cube for Charity was so much fun. I had a blast doing that stuff. Alright, game's over. Game 3. The game is over. Alright, tap your Power Stone. They boarded out all their red cards to play around fields. Can't imagine they would cut Fable the Mirrorbreaker from their deck. I find that hard to believe. I change it up from time to time, JS. It still sometimes is. Okay, well, we almost got punished for for having the leveler in our deck. What? Oh, I kind of like understand what you were saying earlier about having the Emrakul in our deck. It's such a liability against their Voidwalkers. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll play the Ballista. I mean, the leveler is still probably hard to beat, but okay, this hand needs a third land, but I'm never mulling it. I'm pretty happy that this is Ballista, not Emrakul, to be fair. Okay, hand's like fine against Thoughtseize. They probably take push. Yeah, that's a good point, Stefan. Emrakul's pretty bad against Voidwalker for multiple reasons. Took March, not push. That is very interesting. So that leads me to believe they don't have a 2-drop. Because otherwise they would probably want to take the push there. Like, you would never not take push if you had Voidwalker. Oh, unless they have Scam. They could have Scam. They just didn't want to scam on 1. Well, no, why would you not scam on 1 when I have no lands? That wouldn't make sense. You have a Decklist on your Titan deck, wondering how many wildcards you need to scam your deck. Bad guy, check the exclamation point YouTube. I uploaded a YouTube video with that Timeless deck today, and you can see the Decklist in the video. Okay, I don't know why they didn't take Fatal Push. Spike, thank you very, very much for the raid. Welcome everybody from Spike Stream. Hope you had a good stream, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I mean, I thought about playing Ballista, because maybe I should have read the Ragavan after them taking the March on turn 1. I don't know, it's still probably fine to play Dothy. Ooh, no push. Maybe they probably don't need to push this now. Let's go to combat. What's nice about Dothy in this matchup, too, is it kind of just helps you race them, you know? Gotta play Ballista here, I think. It's kind of not great if they have push plus dash, but whatever. Dothy's good because it can block Dothy. Yeah, good in the Dothy mirror match. Fable. Oh, I do not care. Well, I kind of care about that. I mean, do I? How much do I really care about that? We're kind of racing them. They're at 8. Yeah, I don't think I cared that much. They didn't play a land drop last turn. Kind of whatever. I mean, if they had push for this, then it gets dicier. But then they push this, we go counter here. They go to 2. Like, we put them to 5 with a 3/3 Ballista. So, it's not that bad. Fury would be bad for us. It is true. Fury would be very, very bad for us. Yeah, I mean, in general. Now, I'm not saying that this is always true, but I am typically pretty happy if my opponent casts Bloodmoon against me when I'm playing Coffers. I'm not saying that you shouldn't bring it in, but it's not that good. Like, you can't revolve your entire game plan around it like you can against Tron. This deck has so much things to do with its mana, and it just gets to play 8 swamps, you know? Like, if I ever draw 2 swamps, your Blood Moon does nothing. Right, yeah. Yeah, Alpine Moon is generally probably better. Terminate that. So they go to 5, then we can put them to 2. Yeah, I mean, it turns off Coffers, but it's like, it's not clear that that's always what the game is about, you know what I mean? That's the thing. Yeah, they died a swamp. They could have second Terminate. That's kind of gas. Because I can just do it for 1. What I was thinking is they had Bolt here. But now if they have Bolt, they just die. Because then we go attack. If they Bolt, I just put a counter on it. Whereas if I let them block, they can block. If I pump, they can Bolt in response. So I think this is just much, much better. Orcish Bowmaster. I guess that does let them survive, right? I mean, they go to an effective 1. They have to ping the Ballista, not me. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Okay, so we go counter here. Let this resolve. And then I just ping both. Yeah, we just ping both, and then it's effectively the same thing. Because they go to 3, and then we have a 2-2 Ballista, which is... They go to 1 either way, right? If I just go, you know...
Yeah.
They need Bolt, or they're dead. Looks like they do have Bolt. No, they're just dead? Okay. I'm going to activate the special defensive ability of my Walking Ballista. Upstairs. 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 Nice Blood Moon. Cool. Cool. Nice Blood Moon you got there. Yeah, good thing I had the Ballista, not the Emrakul, huh? If that was an Emrakul, we would have been in trouble that game. Emrakul, notably a lot worse than Ballista there. I did not see the gut. Shit, I kind of wish I had a gut now. Channeler, Nissa, Islet. I'd take Islet for the Ren and 6. Yeah, this should have definitely been gut. Gut would be insane in this deck too, because we have like Ragavan treasures, Grist tokens. Yeah, gut would be sick in this deck. Maybe it comes back. No, it's not coming back. Keep this. Put back second push. Forward wall, Yawg. I'm going to take Yawg. What the hell? Am I taking it? Is my mana good enough to play it? I could play it as a spell. I don't want to take Court, though. I'm going to take Court. Yeah, this card is unreal. When you cast it on turn 2, it's so disgusting. The Triumph didn't wheel, by the way. That's kind of surprising. Into your boat, or I guess Seachrome Coast. Seachrome Coast sucks, though. It's like double off-color fast land is just not where I want to be. I think I like Inti. Yeah, I really wish I had a gut over this Oracle that I'm not going to play. 6, 12, 16. This is 23, so... Yeah, Inti with Ren is nice. Citadel on black. We can push the wall end of turn. Waterlog Grove. Probably Savai Triome. Yeah, we have enough playables. Well, we should have a gut. What would I cut for gut? What's the worst card in my deck? Like Questing Beast, maybe? This deck is good. Never enough. So they played Basic Forest. That's a good sideboard card. You want the Black Fetch? I think I would still play the Grist. Honestly, the card I'd cut for gut is probably FTK. That's the worst card in my deck, I think. Cord or Sheoldred? We have... No, I'm gonna take Sheoldred because, like... Yeah. Ooh, I will play Chariot over FTK, for sure. The reason I want to take Sheoldred there is if I leave them with Sheoldred and they draw a Yawgmoth this turn, it's so bad for me. Okay, this is our last pick, so we can just go back here. What did they draw? What's our last pick? Greased. Okay, so their hand is double Boseiju Cord. And do this, and then we go here. Do this now, I guess. How many Sheoldred? I'm playing 4. 4 copies of Sheoldred. You can type !deck to get the deck list. Alright, how about you don't draw another Grist, please? That'd be very, very nice. I played against a couple Azoth. I had one that was really, really sick. We had like Dryad, Scapeshift. We had Dryad, Scapeshift, Valakut, Elvish Reclaimer, and Crop Rotation. I think we might have had the Omen too. Like we kind of just had it all. When those decks come together, like if you get everything for it, those decks are really, really sick. They have a lot of potential. Yeah, they can chord for it next turn. Needed to fade that for like a turn or two. It's not what I wanted them to draw. Okay, can I draw one of my good cards? I have like 12 of them. I guess Sheoldred's not as good on this board, but Karn or Ring are probably just Jover. They drew 2 of their good cards. Maybe I can draw one of mine. It's only fair. Okay. Ask and you shall receive. This now so they can't Bowmaster me. Is that card good? It's not bad. It's okay. It's aight. It's one of the cards of all time. They still have chord for Yawgmoth here. Might not be good enough. There's a chance it's not good enough. Yeah, that's true. They drew a Yawgmoth too, which we Thoughtseize. Really just classic Thoughtseize bug where you Thoughtseize their 2 good cards and they just draw the same exact good card. Just happens every time with Thoughtseize. Still know they have 2 Besagers. They have elected not to Besager our coffers. Surely they're going to do that this turn, right? There's like no way they're not going to. It would be insane if they didn't. Can I die this turn? Have they used Grist yet? Yeah, they've already used Grist. And they've also already played their land, I think? Yeah, they've played their land and used Grist. So I don't think it's possible for me to die this turn. Alright. Something. Also, maybe something. I don't think I'm fielding here. I think I'm just going to Urborg. If I field this, they just sack it. That's kind of bad. So I just Urborg for more mana. Hopefully I can find a Karn here. Karn would go crazy. Still have 8 mana. I have to kill the Grist. Because they have 6 creatures in the graveyard. It's what, 3 Grists down? No, 2. 2 Grists down. Surprised you're not playing Rhinos? Yeah, I just kind of wanted to change it up a little bit. I get really bored of playing Rhinos. Very, very bored. Cling would be good, yeah. I know, Claudio, but like, if I drew Karn, I would much rather just have a lot more mana. You know what I mean? Okay, if they find another Undying creature, we're dead. Okay. I mean, they're probably gonna find it, right? Chord or Undying creature kills us. Doesn't quite kill me. Finds them a lot more cards, though. No, I'm not gonna go to Denver. It's too far. I was thinking about going to Chicago. Did flights go back down for Chicago? Flights to Chicago. When is Chicago? It's the 24th, right? Is it the 24th or the 17th? I think it's the 24th. Does anybody in chat know? I think it's the 24th. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. They're like 210 right now. Kind of wish I had bought them when I was going to buy them, which was like a month ago. 207's not bad though. Posted the Southwest deal for flights to Denver for the RC. Oh, is Southwest having a sale on Denver flights? That's not too bad. 175 is alright. Alright, what shall we do against the Yawgmoth? I might want to bring in this Emrakul. Kind of really don't like Thoughtseize against them. Is there an artifact that I would want to bring in instead of keeping in a Thoughtseize? Just like one that I'm not going to search for that often. I'm not sure, Joden. I haven't really thought about that too much. I mean, I'm like kind of fine where I'm at right now. It's nice and quiet and cozy out here. There's not a lot of stuff, and I actually kind of prefer that. I prefer like much more secluded, middle of nowhere type of thing. No, Totem is so important that you need it in the board to be able to Karn for it. Like, this is your most important artifact, and in general, you want to leave your most important artifacts in the sideboard so you have more copies of them in your main deck. Yeah, Crypt could be okay. No, I think I'm pretty likely to want to Karn for Ballista. I think it might just be Wurmcoil. I kind of agree with that. Just no Thoughtseize. Wurmcoil would be a lot better as a Thoughtseize. I'm just gonna throw that out there, you know. This hand needs to draw a land, but I'm still keeping. No, I'll just draw a land. It's fine. We'll draw land. It's fine. We have 26 lands. See? Told you it was fine. Even drew the best land. Doom needs more. Needs to move to Dallas for Cowboys equity. Yeah, if I move any, well, then I could move like right next to Spike, right? We could do collab streams. Catafall, thank you for the 9 months. What if I just moved across the street from Spike? Just gonna get this out of here now. Could be kind of a mistake not holding up Bowmasters, but it's fine. Yeah, DFW Streamhouse. Ooh, they didn't play a third land. Let's probably just get Totem Pass, right? Could get Ring. Do I need Ring? I don't know if I need Ring. I'm gonna get Totem. You want to get Stonebrain? Why would you get Stonebrain here? If I get Stonebrain, I would name Grist. Does that make sense? The issue with... Okay, so here's the thing, right? If I get Stonebrain and they rip a land for Grist, I guess that's fine, because then I can go Edict, kill your Grist, Stonebrain the rest of the Grists. I'll buy it. They're almost certainly going to kill my... Like, they definitely have Bowmaster here. They're like, my Karn is dying, 100%. It's like another reason I kind of didn't want to get Stonebrain, because they're very, very likely to have Bowmaster there. I mean, I kind of care... Oh, I drew the second Urborg, by the way. I kind of care way more about Grist than I do Yawg. But I might just cast Wurmcoil this turn, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm just casting Wurmcoil. And we could do a bunch of shit next turn. We have Grist covered. Yeah, it's a good point. So, like, if they play Grist this turn and we rip a land, we can just go Edict, Grist, Stonebrand, Yawg. Maybe that's fine. They may sack token to kill Wurmcoil. For Sundering Titan. I think the turn that we activated Karn, we were a little too far away from Sundering Titan. Yeah, that was expected. He may even have a second one in hand. And I'm worth something. Tell me that I'm worth. So I have what, 7 mana here? Be Stonebrain Yawg, you never lose their fair version of their deck. Yeah, that I kind of agree with. Okay, let's do this. I am going to do this first. Because I want them to lose a token so they can't cord. They have less cord fodder. And now, do I have enough to demo fields? So if I activate demo fields, no, then I only have 5 mana. So we go sacrifice Planeswalker. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think just naming Yawg is good. I don't really think I cared that much about Grist. Yeah, naming Yawgmoth is good. Tell me that I need something. Okay, their hand is Sheoldred, Force, Cord. Okay, so they're probably going to find a land to be able to cast Sheoldred, given they draw 2 more cards. Kind of made sense, right? Like, what else in their hand? Could have been more Grists, I guess. What's funny is that if they play Sheoldred, I can't really cast Damnation, because if I Damnation, they can respond, Force, Pitch, Cord, kill this. So, I'm not sure, it's not clear that I can even cast Damnation here. Like, they're gonna play Sheoldred, obviously. Oh, they're getting Grist? Interesting. Is that a bad exchange? It's like an okay exchange. It's not terrible. Soupy draw. Maybe they have a second Fulminator? And they just want to cut me off coffers? That could be a thing, too. Like, kill both tokens. Yeah, they could go, like, Grist, sack token, kill Wurmcoil, force, pitch, cord, kill the other 2 tokens. But that plays nicely into my Damnation if they do that, right? Okay, so I think the plan here is attack. And then I can go field. I can field the Overgrown Tomb. And then cast Bowmasters? I guess fielding... Fielding Fetch is probably better because it cuts him off Dryad Arbor. Even though it doesn't get an actual dual land out of his deck, just like making it so he just had less material, you know? And then I think I just main phase the Bowmaster because we know he has Cord in hand. So I just want to cut off materials. This seems good. So now they can play Sheoldred. Cauldron still... Yeah, Cauldron... We're probably not beating Cauldron. Because they can Cauldron Grist and just go off from there. Almost certainly can't beat Cauldron. But there's no way I can prevent that from happening. Unless I draw Cling? Cling would be kind of nice. Looks like casting Sheoldred. Drew another Bowmaster. Okay. Yeah, Karn would be nice. Fatal Push. Let's just go to combat first. Yeah, Karn can get Brain again. I mean, no reason to do anything now. Probably gonna draw step field. Or field at end step if they go for Cord. I'm assuming this is end step Cord for Grist, right? I don't know what else they would be getting here. Yeah, makes sense. I, it doesn't really matter on this particular turn, right? Because if I kill Twilight Mire, they just fetch basic Swamp. They're getting Wall? Why would they get Wall here? It means they drew another Chord, right? So their hand is Sheoldred Force Chord. Oh, no, it was only X equals 2. Sure. I mean, I could just push this now. Is that a spew? I think it might be a spew if I'm planning on Damnationing, so why don't we just do this? No, I could just Damnation Sheoldred. Nah, yeah, I should have draw stepped it. Because if I draw step it, then I can push the Sheoldred. That was pretty stupid. No, you're right, that was dumb. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that was dumb. Just like, there's no reason not to draw step it there. Yeah. Okay. Force in hand. It's not clear they have a green card, though. And I have a lot of life to work with the Sheoldred. That's pretty good. Attack first? No, I probably should just cast Damnation first. Like, if I attack first, if they trade, that's pretty good for me. Because then I just don't have to cast the Damnation. Yeah, there's like no way they're trading here. They're gonna give me more stuff? X equals 3. Do they have a third Fulminator? Oh, Rexage. Okay. Makes the Damnation a little worse. But I mean, I'm still gonna do it. Am I? Actually, what if I just push the Sheoldred and just let them have this stuff in play? They're down 3 chords. Yeah, what if I just did this? What if I just go... Well, I should do it this way, right? Push this. And then Karn Ring. Like, they have Force of Vigor. I don't care about that. They can Force of Vigor my Worm tokens to kill the Karn, but then I just have Ring Damnation, right? Crypt is maybe a little bit... No, I can't get Crypt, though, because Crypt is really bad if they kill my Karn. Because the Karn shuts off the stupid artifact anyways. I guess they can go force these to kill Karn, then play Cauldron. That'd be a little dicey. But again, if they kill Karn, I have nothing left if I get Crypt, right? At least this way, if my Karn's dying, that's fine. I just have Ring, you know? Ooh, them not attacking with Bowmaster is really good, because then I get to keep the Karn, and then I can slam Damnation. They definitely should be attacking with Bowmaster. Yeah, I guess it's tough for them, because they know I have Ring in hand. So, like, if they send everything at Karn, I just trade here. And then I don't have to Damnation. No, if they had second Bowmaster, they would 100% just cast it, kill the token, and then not have to attack with this. So there's no way they have second Bowmaster there. So, plus Karn on nothing. Yeah, I believe Walroot is still bugged with Chord. No Damnation. Could have ranked plus on ring. Yeah, but then I can't Damnation, right? I definitely wanted the Damnation that turn. We're caught up on time, too. That's huge. 5 mana. Chord for 2? Okay, this is their last chord, by the way. Could they be getting that matters? Sure. So I can't minus. Chord for these nuts. And stone. I mean, you know. Your turn. We can also just cast Emrakul if we draw land. They're at 5. That's... doesn't do anything because we have Karn. I was like, that's a pretty good... Never mind, just kidding, not a good draw. You can have that one. If their last card's Grist, or another Bowmaster, I guess that would do it. That game was a grind. Alright, you know, as much fun as I made of the Wurmcoil that game, it was actually pretty good, right? That Wurmcoil kind of cooked that game. I think we still just do this no Thoughtseize. The problem I have with Thoughtseize against them is they just have so many, like, it's hard to put this in the words that I'm trying to use, but they have a lot of similar cards. Like, they have 4 Grist, 4 Cord, 4 Yawgmoth. They have, like, 8 copies of all of their good cards. So, it just, like, it doesn't seem like Thoughtseize does that much. Yeah, they have a lot of redundancy. And it's like, you know, if they have... There's just not a lot of specific cards that Thoughtseize is good at hitting. Because, like, you Thoughtseize them, and you see Grist, Yawgmoth, Cord. It's like, what do you take, you know? All 3 of the cards basically all do the same thing, and they all get them to the card they're trying to find. So it's just like I just don't like Thoughtseize against Yawgmoth for that reason. This hand is very good. Very, very good hand. Slug and Citadel putting in work this game. Sure. Probably take Karn, but my hand's kind of fine against Thoughtseize. With Agatha, do you exile an undying creature and go off? No, they exile Grist, and then every single creature they have with a counter on it, they get to make an additional token with. It gets out of hand pretty quickly. Yeah, Cauldron just does everything. There's nothing that card doesn't do. Yeah, definitely pushing that. Okay. Not going to complain about that draw. I guess I just push both. Alright, go. If they have Grist, we have March. It's annoying. Less annoying. I think we go Field plus Doffy. There's really no reason to field them here, right? Because of the Urborg. They just get a forest and have double black anyways. I do want to play Doffy here. What's nice about Doffy is this pressures Grist. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this game. Feeling very, very good about this game. Doffy kind of checks the Cauldron a little bit too. Like, if they play Grist and I kill it, it gets exiled. Sure, that's fine. I'll allow it. Delighted Halfling. I'm going to save the March. I think I'm going to save the Bowmasters too, right? Like, what's the reason to cast Bowmasters here? There's not really a good reason to. What are the best and worst matchups of this Coffers deck? In my experience, the worst matchup has been Rhinos. And the best matchups are like Scam and like mid-range decks like that. Those matchups are typically pretty good. Matchup versus Scales. Kind of depends on like how fast you can land a Karn. Karn is very good against Scales, but if they can go under Karn, which they frequently can, it's kind of tough. The issue with Rhinos is they're playing a lot more subtleties now. Unless you're like Nassif and board out subtlety against Coffers. But yeah, they play a lot of subtleties. Good East. Tidebinder also good against Ring, yep. Okay, that's fine. Hit a second Grist. Okay. So we just end of turn kill the Grist. It's unfortunate that they hit second Grist because, or well, they hit an insect, not a Grist. But if they didn't hit an insect, I could have went end step Bowmaster, put this to 3, untap, killed it without having to use March. But now I'm in a position where like, if I don't cast the March, I can untap, put it to 2, but they can still minus it to kill the Voidwalker, and I don't think I want that to happen. Right? So I think I'm just gonna do it this way. Just want to get this Grist out of here and not worry about it. It's pretty good. Oh, yeah, I guess I missed one, right? I could have Citadel for Coffers. You're right. I need to survive. I'm not going to field them because that turns on Fatal Push. Not a lot of reason to field them here. I field them, they get a swamp, then Fatal Push my Sheoldred. I don't know if they brought in Fatal Push. And I guess if they had Fatal Push, they probably would have killed Dauthi Voidwalker. So maybe I shouldn't be playing around Push. Exile the Karn. Yeah, Dauthi being a quick lock is kind of nice. Right, yeah, they're not choked on black because we have Urborg. I don't know if Sulking is still here, but I did not forget about your deck tech. We've just been playing an insanely long match. I hope Sulking is still here. I got the list on the other screen. I didn't forget about you. Yeah, this matchup is generally pretty fun. I do enjoy playing this matchup a lot. Gotcha. There's a lot of back and forth in this matchup, which is nice. It's not like playing against Rhinos. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like playing against Scales, there's always so many things that you have to consider, and like there's so much math that you have to do. Even not as the Scales player, you're still doing a lot of math, like figuring out what, like if they have card X, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, those matchups are generally a lot of fun, even though they make you think. Is this their own Sheoldred? Cord for 3. Okay. So they're gonna sack an insect to kill Sheoldred, it looks like. Sheoldred down. So we go end step, ping Grist. Put them to 2. They're down to 2 Grist now, too, which is nice. Alright, attack you. 2 cards in hand. Sure. Not gonna field. I'm gonna save this for push. Like, if they play Sheoldred and we draw push. Oh. Oh, because they had the wall roots. I didn't realize they had a mana there. Okay. I mean, it's fine. Voidwalker's still in play. I don't think I could have prevented that. I could have not attacked, but it's kind of the same thing, right? What do they need to save this game? They kind of have to find a removal spell for Voidwalker and then another Grist. I mean, I guess just a third Grist would probably do it, right? Because if they have third Grist, they can sack token, kill Dauthi, and that puts them in a really good spot. Sure. That's not a Grist. They do kind of need third Grist, though. Bowmastering the token in response to Grist activation. Well, no, because they had this untapped, right? So they could have just exiled the creature and put a counter on this. So I don't think it mattered if I did that. Right? Rex Sage. Okay. Shelly wasn't dead yet. Why would it have mattered though? What's the difference? I don't know why that would have mattered. What am I missing? Do they really draw Grist? I mean, they're dead to Karn, and they're dead to Ballista, and they're dead to Sheoldred, so we have a lot of outs. We do have a lot of outs. I'm just gonna field them now to thin my deck. Yeah, Bowmasters, Sheoldred, Karn, all lethal. Ring, probably lethal. Damnation, maybe lethal. Losing this game would be insanity. Alright, never mind, we won. We did it. Go. Insane match, dude. Insane match. Could they, like, chord for something in response to the trigger? I don't know what they could chord for. You didn't draw chord. Come on. Ain't no shot you drew chord. Ain't no way you drew it. I don't know what they could even get, though. Well, their Haywire Might got exiled earlier. I don't know if they have a second Might. Ballista doesn't matter, because the trigger's already on the stack, right? Dude, they actually drew chord. Yeah, sometimes they have Spike Feeder. Their Haywire Might's exiled. I don't know if they play two. Blood Artist. How can they kill two creatures to survive, though? Okay, good. It was like, there's no shot you drew card there. Oh my god. Whew. Alright, we gotta restart Moto, and then we'll do Sulking Deck Tech. That was an insane match. We're 4-0. Let's go. What do we have here? We have a keep. The ability has to resolve first, which includes casting Beseech, which means you can stack it to bargain. Yeah, that's what I thought, Blades Queen. That explanation makes sense to me. Like, if you read both of the cards and you just kind of think about how you, like, in the order at which you cast spells, it does seem like it makes sense to me. Ban Fury still gets scammed. They could be playing Living End. Yeah, they are playing Living End. Zach Young with the gifted sub. Thank you very, very much for the gifted sub, Zach. Field of Ruin low-key pretty good against them. Yeah, that's true. Living It, it's just like, it's scam on suspend. They'll eventually scam it. It's kind of awkward. I really don't have a good opportunity. Like, I don't have a good time to field them. If I field them now, they just get island and cycle something else. But it's like, if I wait till they untap, it's the same thing, right? Is it technically better to wait till their draw step? Because it's not clear they have another black cycler. They don't have a lot of black cyclers. I guess they have Oliphant and that kind of stuff. I think it's better to wait. I'm not sure it matters too much, but I think it's better to wait. Zach Young with the other gifted sub for Deck Tech. Thank you for the gifted sub, Zach. Drop a link in chat, and I will happily take a look. Thank you for the gifteds. You didn't get one. I dodged in the chat. Tilt. Where's my Thoughtseize at? We only have 2 main deck. Yeah, people have been telling me about Blue Moon and Timeless. I'm sure. Yeah, this deck looks good. We got a basic forest. Would they... I guess that makes sense. If the number of lore counters on a saga permanent is greater than or equal to its final chapter number, and it isn't the source of a chapter ability that is triggered the stack, the saga's controller sacrifice if the state-based action doesn't use the stack. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but it has to finish resolving first, which makes sense. It's like they knew. Not gonna have a better time to do it, right? Boop. If they have Living End, they have Living End. Ragavan, Snapcaster, Tish. I think I'd play for Tish. Expressive, Lorien. I kind of want more Loriens, too. God, you get to play Stifle in this format? I don't know if I should March Pitch Edict. I mean, my only out is Ring into Damnation. So, like, does March Pitch Edict even buy me a turn? 6, 9, 12, 15, 22. Yeah, it does. It does buy me a turn. Because they're not going to take Karn with this grief. They don't care about Karn. Let's assume for the sake of argument I let this go, right? So I let it go. They take March. Then I edict, they sack a 3, and then it's 19, I go to 1. Yeah, I'll look at it. I'll pull it up on screen in between for sideboarding, Zach. Oh, right, the Architects. What if there's 3 rings on top? Oh, yeah, the Shardless, too. I forgot about that. Chat, what if there's just 3 rings on top? There could be, right? Theoretically. See, if my rings were foil, then maybe they'd be more likely to be on top of my deck. Or what if it's like ring damnation? This is all assuming they don't have force too, which like I guess I will just cast it now because they know about it. Go. And they know that I have it, so no reason not to cast it. 6, 12, 16, 21. So I got a 1 if they have Outburst. Okay. Damnation on top? It's a good card. It's not good enough. Okay. Let's do sideboarding real quick, and then we'll take a look at the deck tech for Zach Young. No Emrakul bad. Bowmasters, not very good against them. Okay, cool. So what do we got here? Ragavan good. Maybe you can shave a Snapcaster. I guess if you're also playing Stifle, which I think we should be playing Stifle, it might even just be worth playing 4 Stifle. Maybe less Tish. Bring in Crypt. No, it's like, it's my best Karn target. I guess I have Chalice, but I'm not going to bring in Crypt. I'm not doing that. I'd maybe cut like a Snap and a Tish. Kind of wouldn't hate a 3rd Lorien. Although, I don't know if you need Lorien as much when you don't have Murktide. Yeah, what are we playing Lorien? I guess it's just like, it's a decent modal spell. If you're flooding out, it's pretty good. Oh, yeah, you're right. I probably should cut push. Okay, let's do this then. So what, you want to do this, bring in Crypt, and then maybe bring in, like, Wurmcoil? Bring in Stonebrain on the play? Yeah, that's a good point. Stonebrain's probably too slow. Ringmane? You want to cut Bowmasters then? Do this? No, I kind of think Karn for Ring is pretty important, no? To, like, buy me a turn. Because, like, after I Karn Chalice, what's the next thing that I'm getting? Right? Yeah, I think Stonebrain makes sense in the play. I do like that. Maybe I just don't have time for Karn Ring. Yeah, I probably just don't have time for it, right? Side the Karns out. Not when I have Chalice. Karn Chalice is just too good. Alright, so how about this? Minus a Snap, minus a Tish, plus a Stifle, and then plus, like, 3rd Blood Moon. What do you think about that? Zach Young, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate that. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, so, like, Snap Tish for Blood Moon Stifle. The Scalding Mane is fine. 3 Flame might be a lot, even though, I guess you have Snap and Tish. But if we're shaving a Snap and a Tish, I don't mind shaving 1 Flame. Maybe, like, 4th Heat. Do 4, 4 Bowl, 4 Heat's probably fine. But I kind of want 3rd Blood Moon main deck. So, like, minus Snap, minus Tish, minus Flame, plus Stifle, plus Heat, plus Blood Moon. I think I like those changes. Is Magus on Arena? I'm not sure that it is. Sideboard looks pretty good. Yeah, 4th Blood Moon for the Titan decks makes sense. Same with Aether Gust. I wonder... Somebody was telling me, is Chalice of the Void on Arena? I feel like somebody was telling me that it was, but I don't know if that's accurate. Yeah, so you could even consider sideboarding Chalice for Shadow. I guess that's kind of weird in that deck because you have a lot of ones. This hand sucks, right? Yeah, we just kind of mulled the Voidwalker. Alright, Voidwalker acquired. What's nice about this hand is we have 2 good cards, so they need double Grief. Or like Grief plus Force. No fast mana yet to make the Genera Present decks. I mean, what if we just played Ponza with main deck Chalice? Is that like not a good idea? Delighted Halfling, Utopia Sprawl, Blood Moon, Chalice, Karn, Minsk. Like, is that not a good core? That deck seems sick. What are your thoughts? I just mentioned, I think the list looks good. The changes that I would make would be I would cut a Snap, a Tish, and a Flame, and I would add a 3rd Blood Moon, a 4th Stifle, and a 4th Heat. And then I think in the sideboard, sideboard looks mostly good. I'm not 100% positive about the sideboard, but I think you might be a little behind against Shadow. So if you can find a good sideboard card for Shadow, that'd be a good idea. Maybe like Ratchet Bomb. But yeah, it looks like a sweet list. I would, like, with the amount of people who are playing fetch lands, I would certainly play 4 copies of Stifle, though. 4 Stifles makes a lot of sense. So, Dauthi Voidwalker, yes, it's good against Living End, but you kind of need the second copy. Because if you have just one in play, they can Living End, get these 2 back, and kill my Dauthi. So... Oh, that's not true. I can just sack it, right? What am I saying? Yeah, I can just sack it. Never mind, I'm stupid. I knew that. Yeah, I don't think I hate the 4th Heat. I think the 4th Heat is fine. What have the matchups been? I don't remember. Last round was Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth... Was it 2 Yawgmoth? I can't remember. Fracon was Prowess. I don't remember what these 2 people were playing. Upkeep, Outburst. Do they have Endurance? Yes, Ratchet Bomb is on Arena. Fracom is 3-1. 3-1. Judge confirms you can cast Besiege Bargain off Founding a Third Path. Let's go. Now we gotta start cooking. It left me with Damnation. Am I casting Damnation? No, because I can just Living End next turn, right? I could just take 7. And if they have a bounce spell for Dauthi, then I can just Damnation next turn. So I think this is fine. I don't mind taking 7. If I were to cut 1 to 2 cards or cards, what would they be? No, I think you want the 4th Blood Moon for the Titan matchups. Otherwise, you lose it to next Living End. No. I just Dauthi cast Living End, get it back. What do you mean? Like, I guess they could Force of Negation the Living End, but then I'll just cast Damnation next turn, right? Like, don't I just do this? We just have the loop. I have demonstrated a loop. You want to Dam with Voidwalker and play to exile Grief? Yeah, I guess that's fair. Well, I mean, if they cycle 3 things, I can just Dam now, right? Depending on how much they cycle. They know about the Damnation. They might just not cycle more than this. I didn't think about them just cycling here. Okay. Make a food. Oh, I see what you're saying. And then if I Dothy again, they get this stuff back. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Maybe I should have Damnation last turn. You're probably right. I now kind of understand what you're saying. I'm not going to Damn now. Yeah, I think you may be right. Damnation last turn. The only thing is, like, if I Damnation last turn, they just play, like, Land Curator or something, and they could just pressure me without, you know what I mean? Because then I lose the Dothy loop. But now it's kind of awkward that they have these two in the graveyard. I agree. They just have another Grief. Oh, okay. Well, if they're doing this, they probably have Force. So that's bad. I guess if they have Force, we're not dead. Right, so I Damnation here. Those two die. Dothy dies. If they force Damnation, I sack Dothy Living End. They get 7 power back, and then I go to 1. Yeah, so I think we want a Damnation first. I can't attack first, because if I attack, then they force the Damnation. Then I just lose. So you have to do it this way. Sack this. Then we go to 1. Which, they know our top card, so... Because they just Architects me last turn. I feel like you're probably right. I think I maybe would have won this game if I had just cast the Damnation that one turn. Although, if they had forced the whole time, then it wouldn't have mattered, right? Like, if they had forced last turn, then who cares? They would have just forced the Damnation. It would have mattered. Yep. Yep, dead. Dead. Matchup seems like a toughie. It gets a lot better post-board when you have 4 of these. And I also messed up that game. But again, it wouldn't have mattered if they had forced the turn that I could have cast Damnation, I still would have lost that game. Emrakul on the sideboard. It's mostly there for the grindy matchups. Okay, so... Jesus. They may have to just hope they're not playing Living End. This hand's good against, like, anything that's remotely fair. But, it's just unplayable if they're Living End. Maybe it's just unplayable against too many things. Society if I ever kept 7 cards. Alright, sure, I guess. 3 lands, Karn, Thoughtseize. Honestly, I think that's my best bet. If they're Living End. I'm kind of off Cascade. What happened to the light? I gotta figure out a way to get it back. We've been talking about ways to figure out a setup. Good thing they kept a god-awful hand. Ah, his hand's fine. I almost want to take Footfalls. No, I shouldn't take Footfalls. Hand's not that bad because they have Footfalls. It's not the worst hand. I probably would have mulliganed, but I don't hate the keep. MTG bot said that their last deck 10 days ago was Living End. That's why I thought they were Living End. They played Foothills. Mountain Events, Misty. These basics, though. We gotta talk about these basics, Belfie. We gotta step up the basic land game. Gotta step up that basic land game. So, doing it now looks bad if they have Outburst, but if they, like, float mana on Outburst, then I can resolve Karn, because that means they'll be tapped out of Dispute. So, even though I'm giving them an opportunity to Outburst, they probably wouldn't. They would just play land that hold up Outburst if they had it. Do I play into Dispute? This is on 2. So playing into Dispute is good if I draw second Karn, right? So I go Karn this turn, they Dispute, draw second Karn, then next turn I can go Karn Chalice before the Rhinos comes off. And if I wait until the turn after they Rhinos the Damnation, they can just dispute the Damnation. So I think I'm just going to cast Karn and accept trading it for Dispute. Like, I just have so many expensive cards in my deck that this trade's going to happen at some point. It just is what it is. Go. Well, I mean, this is really good for us if they don't have a force, or I guess a second dispute. Yeah, if they didn't find force or dispute, then this is, like, kind of fine. But if they're casting this, I kind of assume that they probably found a spell, counterspell. Unless they're just not playing around the 1 Damnation. Really smart for them to not crack the fetch and give me a target for field. Cuts off how much mana I can produce this turn. Alright, show me the counter. They probably have it. Ooh. Okay, I did not expect that to happen. Interesting. Second outburst? Sure. I'm just going to take 3. I'm not going to pitch my... I could March pitch Edict, but I don't want to. I think I'd rather just save my cards. Yeah, sir, put down the concede button. Not today. Sir, put down that concede button. Yeah, they have 5 basics. Most Rhinos lists only have 4, so they have 1 extra basic. I think I might just use all of my mana this turn and March. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Would have loved to have drawn a Bowmaster there. Ooh. They don't have a 6th basic, do they? There's no way they have a 6th basic. I'm kind of surprised they're fetching here, to be honest. The fetch here is weird. They're really playing 6 basics? That's so many basics, dude. What the hell? So many basics. God damn. Are they playing any dual lands? They just cut all the duels from their deck, maybe? Yeah, you know they have at least their sideboard is probably like 4 Blood Moon, 4 Magus. Yeah, he's like, I'm not getting fielded today. I might strongly consider sideboarding out of Field of Ruin. Ooh, smart play. Hilarious that we drew Fatal Push, because I can't crack this fucking Field of Ruin to turn on Fatal Push. God, that's so funny. Honestly, if they probably have Shocklands in their hand that they're just not playing. There's a good chance that they're just not playing their Shocklands at this point, which would make sense. Okay, I'm definitely going to Edict now. Because if they have Force, they have to pitch a card. They only have 1 blue available now. So, definitely want to Edict now. Such a weird game. We just need to find a payoff. Suspend Footfalls. We got time. We got time. They only have 1 Footfalls left now. That counts. That counts as a payoff. I would say that qualifies. Subtlety. Is this limited? No, this is... This is actually... this is Cube. I'm gonna top this. Can't not top it. What are the odds they were at the ticket limit, just played mostly basics? I mean, could be. They like added the Force of Negations and the Subtleties to their Mana Traders card, and they're like, I appear to be over my rental limit. I guess we'll just have to cut these Shocklands. So many basics. Yeah, like the rental cap for Mana Traders. Wouldn't be surprised if they had second subtlety. Okay, they don't. Flame? Good chance they have flame. Aren't Shocklands super cheap? Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not that expensive. Ooh, take two. Please don't draw Outburst. Ooh, heads up play. Okay. Revolt not enabled, so I can't Fatal Push Tidebinder. Unfortunately. Dude, I'm going to lose this game because I can't field them. That's insane. Am I mad or something that the opponent is playing well against me? No. What? What does that question even mean? I don't understand the question. Do I look mad? Like, I don't really understand what you're asking me. Okay. Another Tish. Such an odd question to ask. People, you should really consider what you're typing before you type a message in chat. Yeah, that's the new copy pasta. Do you think they should revert the mana cost changes to split card? Seems like it's caused more problems than it solves. Here's my opinion. Okay. Here's my opinion. Maybe a hot take. I think... Ooh, they chose not to draw two cards. I think that if you cascade, right, and you cascade into a Fire Ice, you should have to cast the Fire Ice. Same thing with Dead Gone. That's my hot take. Like, this is theoretically a spell that you could hit and you can cast off of for 2 mana. And if you hit this off of Cascade, you should have to cast it. Like, that's where I'm at. I think that would make this a lot more bearable. Cascade is just really dumb. Because of Breaking Entering. Yeah, that's what the rules used to be, right? And then everything got fucked up with Breaking Entering, Braided Ajar. Oh, we're just dead. Dead. Told you this matchup was bad. Dothy good. Bowmaster shit. I don't think I should bring in the Stonebrain. Kind of want to bring in Wurmcoil, though. And Emrakul. I did consider cutting I was talking about maybe cutting a Field of Ruin because they have so many basics. I could honestly shave a Field of Ruin. I don't know if that's a good idea. It's kind of just stupid, right? But I'm never going to activate this card. They have 6 basics and they're clearly fetching around it. So no, you need Chalice in the board for Karn. Like, you have to keep these two in your sideboard for Karn. Is that too slow? No, like, most of the time, I would rather get Chalice first with Karn over Explosives. Well, yeah, that too. The fact that they just have 1,000 free spells doesn't help. I agree. Free spells suck. It's almost like I said that 2 years ago when they printed MH2. I told you that free spells sucked. Revolutionary, I know. This hand's really good. If I thought more about going to Chicago, I'm thinking about it. The flights are like still around the same price. It's just like, it's not the flight price that's necessarily preventing me from going. It's more so, just like, taking time off is kind of tough. Is it weird that I don't want to Void Walker here? Yeah, that's weird. That's just weird. What is that land? Sunken Citadel. So taps for, you choose a color, taps for that color, or taps to add 2, which you could use to activate lands. So it activates Field and Coffers. Hotel for 140 a night. That's expensive, isn't it? I don't want to attack first. No, I should have attacked first. I should have Thoughtseized first. I was thinking if they had a removal spell, they could, like, maybe... that was stupid. I should have Thoughtseized first. I mean... Sure... I want to take Outburst. Should have seized first. I mean, even if I had seized, I still would have attacked. Like, if I Thoughtseize first, I take the counterspell, I'm still attacking there. If they cast Shardless, I'm just going to sack my Voidwalker and make Rhinos. Right? Like, I'm never holding up counterspell there. I want them to cast the Rhinos. I just don't know what I even want to take here. I think I'm taking Outburst. Yeah, I'm going to take Outburst. Waterlogged is odd. Yeah, their mana's kind of strange. See, if I don't play the Field of Ruins, maybe they're more likely to fetch non-basics. I'm sure maybe this card's in their main deck. Oh, they did fetch non-basic. I mean, not that we're ever going to run them out of basics, because they have 6 of them. This card's probably decent in the mirror, right? 2 mana, like 2 mana counter your Rhinos. Is that even that good, though? It's probably not even good in the mirror. It legitimately could be a budget thing. Like, it legit could be a budget thing. I don't think... Well, no, we saw Force Negation last game, right? That's fine. What land did they play? They played Forest, right? So we know these 4 cards plus their draw step. I probably should push now. Wait, no. I could just go sack Voidwalker, choose the Footfalls, Damnation, then resolve my Footfalls and not push. That seems way better. Let's do that. Should have played Field in case they Blood Moon us. Okay, sack this. Choose Footfalls. Do this. Think there's a reason to activate this Coffers. Alright, go. They can Otawara one of them. Am I having fun? I am having fun. I should have played a Field, though, in case they Blood Moon me. I 100% should have fielded them that turn. Okay, suspending Rhinos. So we know Scorn, Subtlety, Otawara. Okay, now we can start fielding them. We're just going to go to 8. Yeah, I was going to say I'm kind of surprised they didn't Otawara, but they kind of have to suspend the Footfalls there. There's no reason to draw step the field because they have so many basics. Just wait. I do really want to field that Waterlog Grove. Okay. So they still have Scorn, Otawara, Subtlety. This only costs 1 less, right? So it's still 2 mana. Hopefully we draw Ring. Like, I wouldn't complain about drawing Shelly or Karn, but they can Subtlety those. Field them Response. No, I don't want to field them this turn. Oh, I guess I can field the Waterlog Grove. Yeah, I can field the Waterlog Grove. Right, yeah. This is a good opportunity to field the Grove. And you in my grip. Wouldn't even mind drawing, like, another removal spell. Puts them in a horrible position. Okay. So, trade, put them to 4, then they Otawara the other Rhino. There's no shot I'm not attacking, right? Not attacking seems so stupid. I guess not attacking... I guess it's, like, theoretically better if I can find a removal spell. but it's not clear that I'm drawing a removal spell next turn. We have 3 pushes, 3 edicts to draw towards. Yeah, I'm just going to offer the trade. Maybe force the Odawara. Field them, maybe they don't have their basic. They showed us 6 basic lands game 1. Yeah, game 1 they showed us 6 basics. Sure, I might as well do this now. I guess, like, saving it for push could be a thing. But if I draw push, I'm going to want to kill a Rhino, since they have this Footfall and Suspend. Man, I'm just debating if I want to cast this Thoughtseize. Saving it could be good. If they, like, hold up mana, nah. Well, see, the thing is, it's actually a lot worse to save it because of this stupid counterspell. Like, if they hold up 2 mana... I don't care about Breaker. Take Scorn. Just take the hard counterspell. So that way, if they don't draw a blue card, they're forced to Odawara this turn. And then we just, like, kill them if we draw Sheoldred or Karn. Isn't it pointless? No, I don't think it's that pointless. Alright, good draw. And that was their draw step, so... That qualifies as a good draw. Might as well attack first, make them use the mana. Even though we know what's happening this turn. I think that one qualifies as a good draw step. Alright, Rhino dead. Let's go here. Ring, 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 banana phone. I have Delirium. Or, not, I have Revolt, excuse me, but I can just save it for the Subtlety. I don't care about this Shardless. I'll eventually be able to field plus push the Subtlety. And I could also save push for a Rhino token. How far are they from the Rhinos? I think 2 turns. No, 1 turn. They're only 1 turn away. That's also a good draw. Also good draws. So... which one do we bait the Subtlety with? I think we bait the Subtlety with Wurmcoil. I don't know if it matters all that much, but I'll bait with Wurmcoil. I think I'd rather resolve Sheoldred this turn. I think this is the more important card to resolve, so I might as well do this first. Okay, so Subtlety happens. With the Subtlety on the stack, no, I'm just gonna save it. Yeah, put this on top. Play Sheoldred, and then I can just Edict the Subtlety. You know, they have Breaker plus 1 unknown. Oh, no, this was stupid. I just sacked the Shardless. Whatever, it's fine. That was dumb. I should have not cast the Edict. Because now I don't want to shuffle away the Wurmcoil. Can still push it. I didn't have Revolt, and I don't want to field because I don't want to shuffle away the Wurmcoil. I also want to save. I want to save this for Tidebinder, because Tidebinder is maybe a way out for them. Okay. So they can draw Tidebinder right now, I guess, or they didn't. All right, cool. Yeah, they were trying to find Tidebinder. Okay, game 3. Game 3. Do we want to change anything? Sure that I do. I think I'm pretty happy with all these cards. You want the 4th ring main? I do like having it in... I think having it in the sideboard is very, very important. Is Bowmasters bad in this matchup? It just doesn't do that much. Like, they don't really have that much card draw. and the bodies are completely irrelevant against 4/4 tramples. Like, if the rhinos didn't have tokens and you could, like, fog a rhino turn with a bowmaster, then they would be a lot better. But the bodies are relevant, they don't draw cards, they don't have X1s, it just doesn't do anything. That's how we nerf rhinos, by the way. Just make it so they don't have trample. God, this hand needs a second black source so bad. I don't know, man. I'm more tempted to keep this hand against a normal Rhinos deck that has 3 or 4 basics, but they have 6. And remember, we're not really ever going to be able to activate Field. That said, if we draw a black source, this hand is insane, so I think I'm still going to keep it, but... Like, this hand is basically perfect. It's just like, Thoughtseize Voidwalker is all we ever want against them. We can't really ask for much more than that. We got 2 shots at a black source. I'm willing to gamble on this one. Yeah, Urborg is obviously game over. Good enough. Had it. Borrower and Urtai's Scorn. Do I care about Counterspell? I guess, do I care about Borrower? I don't really... Like, which one's more annoying for the Voidwalker? Probably the Counterspell, right? Because if I Voidwalker on 2... Borrower's probably more annoying. I'm going to take the Borrower. I'm not sure. Nice that they drew their Triome, because now I might have a target for Field. Yeah, they're playing some interesting cards. Yeah, that's fair. If they're passing with Cancel Up, then I could just attack them. Like, this does clock them quite a bit. Could Blood Moon us, but I don't really care about Blood Moon. Which is kind of why I played the Urborg that turn, because, like, they might think that I care about Blood Moon if I'm only showing 1 swamp. You know what I mean? Okay, now we def field them here. Just have to hope they didn't draw exactly Outburst. But them drawing Outburst is how we lose this game. Is there any reason to hold up Instant Speed Dothy? So timing restrictions means that I can't cast Outburst, or Footfalls, but I could Outburst into, like, a removal spell. It's probably just not that relevant. Yeah, I'm just going to attack. Do you have an opinion on running 4 versus 3 Urborgs and Coffers? I mean, you're playing Splinter Twin. Your Splinter Twin is Coffers plus Urborg. You should be playing 4 of each. If you're choosing to play this deck, that is the reason you're playing this deck. They drew the Outburst? Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to field now. Better if they have Blood Moon. They played the Island that turn, right? So this is on 1. So that's coming off next turn. They still have Counterspell. I was going to say, I wouldn't mind drawing a Thoughtseize this turn. So I think I have to force the Counterspell this turn. Probably... I honestly don't know which one of these is my weakest card. I think it's Karn. Gozak, thank you very, very much for converting from a Prime to a Tier 1 sub. Thank you, Gozak. There's no way they let this resolve, right? They have Force, and they're not using Scorn. So I could Voidwalker to hold up Force. But I think it's actually better to let them resolve Rhino. Because then I can go Voidwalker, bait the Counterspell with Footfalls, and then Slam Ring. So I don't even want to counter their thing. You pass with Dothy up? No, I think it's more likely I resolve Ring if I just sack this to cast their Rhinos. Right? Because, like, Voidwalker on Counterspell trading for Footfalls is basically the same thing as Voidwalker on Footfalls trading for their 2 Rhinos. The only difference is, like, I get to draw a card before making the decision, and if I find Thoughtseize, I can just Thoughtseize their Counterspell, then do everything, you know? I guess the difference is like they could find an Odawara or some way to answer a 4/4, and that could maybe be a little dicey. That's the one difference. But like, if I draw Thoughtseize, this game is just over. That's really good too. Okay, so let's just Rhinos first, I think. Yeah, let's Rhinos first. They will get to cast a discounted Scorn. Because we're definitely playing 2 spells this turn. They may not fight over this. Yeah, they don't fight over this. What if I just didn't play a spell? It's kind of cap, right? If they drew another counterspell, they drew another counterspell. It is what it is. I'm going to lead Sheoldred. Because I think I'd rather Resolve Ring. I'm just not going to play around them drawing a 3rd counterspell. It is what it is. They could have drawn Tish. Okay, I'm not going to activate this now. I'll do it on their upkeep, probably. It's better if they have Tish. Yeah, Blood Moon is not expensive at all. Okay, they drew more Rhinos, which is fine, because we have protection this turn. I'm definitely going to activate this now, so I can't get Tished. Get to see more of their deck. 2 Tidebinders gone, that's good. There's the Blood Moon. I mean, it's not like they're short on expensive cards. Like, they have the Forces, they have the Subtleties, and they have the Tishanas. Those are the most expensive cards. Endurance, too, you know? Like, it's not that they're playing a budget version, they're just choosing to play these cards. That's good, but, like, you know, we're going to be drawing the same amount of cards. Wouldn't they have time better than Protection Trigger? So, not necessarily, because they might not, like, that gives me a card, so they might want to wait for me to activate the ring, so I get 1 less card. Okay, Wurmcoil's nice. Let's play Fields. Let's play Wurmcoil. And I think I'm just going to field them now to cut them off of a Fiery Islet draw. They're floating a mana. They draw Borrower. I guess I should have floated more mana off Coffers, huh? I didn't think about just using both Coffers. Yeah, it could be Ice. Guess I should have just floated mana, because I could have recast it if they bounced it. Dude, all these matches are so grindy with this deck. Okay. Couldn't have played around Ice. Do I attack? Almost certainly not, right? Yeah, there's no way I attack. Well, I mean, I have Fatal Push in hand. If I attack, they just double block each of them, right? It's kind of the same thing. But, like, what's nice about attacking is... So here's the thing, right? If they take 8, they go to 2. I can just push 1 and take 12. That puts me to 5. Then I go to 3. It's a little dicey. Tinker, thank you for the 9-month resub. I guess we can push now to see if they force. Leave you Dead to Outburst. Attack for 8, they go to 2. Oh, right, I would be Dead to Outburst. 12, 15. And Ice. 12, go to 5. Yeah, okay, I'm just not attacking. That's fine. I think this is right, because if I get to attack with the Wurmcoil, that's probably good enough. It seems weird to not attack when they're at 10, but, like... Is Cascade a tough matchup for Coffers? I think it is, yeah. It's one of the things that I think is holding back the Coffers deck, is I don't think it's favored against Cascade. They just have too many free spells. And, like, when you're trying to jam 4-drops into their free spells, it's just, you know... It's not a great the cards don't light up that well against each other. Like your 12 expensive cards against their 8 free counter spells, you know. This trade is nuts for us. As in good? I think it's good, yeah. I just want to buy time. I have Ring Wurmcoil in play. All I want to do is buy time. Alright, well, let's see if they drew Tidebinder. They did not draw a Tidebinder. Okay, well, that should be good enough. Just cast the Karn first. Surely they don't have 2 counter spells, right? Okay. Let's run it back. Run it back. Did they actually draw a second counterspell? I mean, the Wurmcoil's still probably good enough, right? Even if they have second counterspell here. Okay, alright. I'll attack you. If they have counterspell, plus bounce Wurmcoil, I could just recast the Wurmcoil post-combat, right? They have fire? Looks like fire. Okay, go. Yeah, their last card's definitely fire. Or that, sure. That's a lot better than fire, actually, because that trades for one of the 3/3s. I played a Coffers that turn. But if I just draw anything relevant off the ring, that's probably game over. Oh, sure, yeah. If they had fire, they would just tap it. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they probably have to draw, like, Tishanas into, like, runner, rhinos or something like that. Oh, well. Maybe that's not even good enough. Might not even be good enough. Okay, definitely not good enough now. Certainly not good enough now. Now it's Jover, folks. It is officially Jover. This is a tough match. Very, very tough match. Delphi played this match really well. Yeah, not good enough. Good draw, but not good enough. Yeah, they just got ringed that game. That game was definitely a ringing. Token. Token. Doo-doo. Go 27. Bajin, thank you for the 32-month resub. Welcome back, Bajin. Hope you're doing well today. It's not much, but it's honest Joel. Yeah, they were X1 going into this round. What did they draw? You better draw, like, Time Stretch. Lorien? Lorien go out on his own terms. I like it. Respectable. They drew Tidebinder, but they only have 2 mana. Going out on their own terms. God, these matches are so grindy. This is an 8-rounder, by the way, so we still got 2 more rounds. It does say last deck seen today, Rakdos midrange, and if they were playing Rakdos, I think this hand's fine. I'm going to keep it and really hope they're playing Rakdos. That's not Rakdos. Tide, maybe? Could be creativity, I guess. Looks like Murktide. It's kind of the card I did not want them to cast. Murk is free with this deck. They have a lot of counter spells. You definitely can lose to them. Like, I think you're favored, but you can definitely lose to them. Never did. It's a good draw. I'll take that. Just gonna get the Urborg in play now. Non-token. That was probably the best draw. Another Shredder. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna play Field. And pass. Not gonna do anything now. Good chance they have like Bolt or something. I could consider marching the Shredder. But if they go like Iteration plus 1-drop, then I'll probably just cast Bowmaster in response. Like, I'm gonna let this happen. Yeah, how many basics does the Murktide player play? How many do they usually play? 3, right? It's usually 3 islands, from what I've seen. Yeah, usually 3 islands. Stand them. Ooh, you want to cast that one? Kind of weird because I would like to kill the Channeler, but ooh, they're gonna Scolding this. I'm actually pretty happy with that because now I can just resolve Ring. Unless they have Force Negation, that'd be a little sketchy. But I'm definitely jamming Ring this turn at 20 life. I can't not do that. Shelly's much worse because they already have Delirium. If I play Shelly, they can just go upkeep, heat, untap, attack, hold up counterspell for Ring, so I'd much rather resolve this while they're tapped out. Because this can just find me more stuff to play through their counterspells, and it can find me Thoughtseize, where I could just like draw into Thoughtseize, and then next turn Thoughtseize, then Sheoldred, right? The Scolding turned on Delirium. This is the 4th type. They binned Murktide. That's crazy. Does that mean they have a Murktide in hand? I mean, if they had a Murktide in hand, they probably wouldn't think so long on keeping that Murktide, right? Yeah, we want to find coffers too. Oh, you're all good. You're all good, Zussy. The Zussy. They're expressive. Okay. Bind Ragavan. They definitely 100% have a counterspell, right? I would have to guess. So I would like to draw Thoughtseize. Oh, thanks, Thriftin. That was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing the cube for charity. Really hope that Jim invites me back next year. So much fun. Oh, they're playing a spell. Does that mean they're not holding up counterspell? Maybe it's like 1-drop hold up? Yeah, 1-drop land hold up counterspell. Sure. The classic copy pasta. Do they just not have a land? There's no way, right? They wouldn't just play the Channeler if they didn't have a land for counterspell. I guess they could have heat for Sheoldred. Okay, 2 cards in hand. At least one is definitively a counterspell. They're gonna have to put me on Aria on different teams, yeah. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize or Coffers? That is neither of those. Do we want to approach this? Tricky spot. If I Sheoldred, say, if their hand is, say, like, Heat Counterspell, I Sheoldred, activate Ring, they Heat, because they probably just let the Sheoldred resolve at that point. And then I hopefully can find another black card off of the Ring to be able to... No, I'd have to find 2 black cards, which not incredibly likely. The alternative is I could draw first to try and find coffers, given that the Sheoldred play is so not likely to work, and then maybe just cast 1 March this turn. Man, this is tough. Very, very tough spot. I think I'm gonna draw first. Well, it's just that the only issue is if I draw first, then the Sheoldred is like basically a brick, right? Okay, push is nice. So maybe I can lead, push Channeler, see if they counter it, play untap land, and then just march for 3 on the second Channeler on their upkeep. Kind of like that. Yeah, I'm going to do it on their upkeep too, I think. All I want to do is buy time. All I want to do is buy time. Looks like they're countering this. Maybe they bolt me in response. Okay, they are countering this. So now we're taking... Say they trigger this, they go like Dash Ragavan. They hit me for 8, I go to 9, then I go to 7. Still maybe okay. Depends on if they have a second counterspell. Would love to find a Coffers here. Coffers is my best draw, I think, at this point. Murktide plus land plus counterspell would be sketchy. And we kind of assume they have a Murktide, given they binned the other one. Yeah, we can always pitch for the second March. So now I can maybe go for Sheoldred first. Again, it really all comes down to whether or not we draw Coffers. Ideally, we draw Coffers for draw step, and then I can go play Coffers, make a shit ton of mana, play Sheoldred. If they answer it, fine. Activate Ring, march for 1,000,000 with the mana floating. Because if I have to tap the Ring to find the march, or to find the Coffers, rather, then the Sheoldred's not doing a lot this turn. Yeah, maybe the Monkey's just going to flip Coffers. That could be it, too. Tanking on this Shredder. Wow, discarding Heat. Means they definitely have Counterspell, right? 1000%. Which we could have probably assumed. They had Swamp. Well, the thing is, I can't Karn and Sheoldred with my mana situation. Okay, this is super awkward. And we know they have Ragavan in hand. So, Sheoldred first. They counterspell. I have 2 mana left over. I can March, Pitch, March, kill Channeler. The problem is that triggers Shredder. So assume they go Shredder, loot a spell. That's 4. I go to 10, 6. I would go to 1. Yeah, they probably have Murktide too. Their hand is probably Murktide Counterspell Monkey. And I don't... If that's their hand, how the fuck do I beat that? I don't know how I beat that. Like, if I ring first and hit Coffers... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I would have 9 mana. I mean, if my plan is Sheoldred March, I should Sheoldred first. Right? Like, I can just go Sheoldred, they counter it, then I just go draw cards with Ring, pitch everything to March, and hope that's good enough. Yeah, I think I'm going to cast Sheoldred this turn. I think I need to. Yeah, I expected this to happen. Yeah. Watch us just draw no black cards. That'll be funny. Those are good black cards. They binned a Ledger Shredder. Am I dead? No, because I can March pitch both of these. I guess the question is, do we March now, or do we just not play her on 3rd counterspell? Because marching now lets them Shredder. I think I might just accept death to 3rd counterspell. Like, I'm just not beating a 3rd counterspell anyways, right? I don't want to give them another loot. We can March plus Edict. No. I can't activate Coffers. Yeah, I'm just not playing around 3rd counterspell. I just can't beat a counterspell here. Okay, well, I can do it now. Why not upkeep? I should have done it upkeep for sure. I'm going to do it now. Keeping the Sheoldred. So do it for 5. You know, they have last cards Ragavan. Okay, well, so if I had main phased it, X equals 5, go to 12. They go Preordain, Ragavan, that's 6. Yeah. Draw for turn. Yeah, I probably would have won that game if I just main phased it. I guess just, like, giving them the loot is irrelevant. Yeah, okay, that was stupid. I don't know why I waited. I literally said it on my fucking turn. Do you just have the stream muted? I said it on my turn. If I play a second spell, they get to loot with Shredder. I said that twice. I think I'm just not sideboarding. Yeah, I know, right? Just don't want these Dothies. It is. I threw that game. I should have 100% won. Like, I mentioned my logic why I didn't cast it on my turn, but the more I think about it, the more, like, I just don't care if they're looting. If I get to untap, they can't possibly win. So, that was definitely just a punt. Like, I had a reasoning for making the play that I did, and it like made sense at the time, but if I just think about it a little bit more, as long as if I untap, the game's over. They're just dead if I untap. Alright, play first. This hand is fine. See, maybe they'll Blood Moon me on 3. I hope they do. Top, bottom. Top, bottom. You know about the Karn? If they don't play anything, I'm just not going to cast my Bowmaster. Maybe they'll dash Ragavan this turn. There's no way they would ever do that. Certainly not into 2 open mana. Yeah, they also probably got Ragavan. I'm so confident that they're not going to cast Ragavan this turn that I'm just going to F6. But have the F3 quickly available. Okay. Yeah, I'm still not casting Bowmaster. Wait. Okay, now I might. Now I'm going to cast it. You think I baited them with the F6? They have Subtlety? 8 cards left. I mean, I don't think I want to draw it. Yeah, I don't think I want to draw it. Not at this point, now that they know about it, you know? It's much worse when they know about it. Pretty fucking happy with that, though. What'd they pitch? Pitch Spell Snare. I think that's a good trade for me. Yeah, they might have Narset their sideboard. Yeah, but I could, like... It's a black card for March, but... Oh, so you're saying top it, and then even if they discard a spell this turn, I can still just March pitch the Bowmaster? I'd rather just bottom it and try to find a push or a Sheoldred's Edict and save the March for something else. Maybe that's stupid. Like, push would be insane. Opponent's in the tank. Opponent do be in the tank. Discarding Murktide. Yeah. I know, they only have 3 basics. I can probably just cut them off red, too. They don't usually have basic mountain. So, field first is worse against Spell Pierce. But I really do want to field this turn. Because I want to cut them off red. Because they don't have basic mountain. They have Pierce. Force EI Bolt. Okay, they know about Karn. I'm gonna take EI. I think it's very easy EI. You and me will never be alone. Pretty good against Force Negation, huh? Surely they didn't draw Counterspell. Easy. Can you upload a RL deck you have to use in this game? I'm not sure what you mean by that. RL deck? Reserve list? Did we just not play into force? I mean, I have enough spells that I can probably afford to get the first one forced. Like, it's just gonna happen at some point anyways. It's fine. Oh, real life. Can you upload a real life deck you have to use in this game? No, you can't. Imagine if you could, though. If, like, the cards had QR codes on them that you could scan. That'd be kind of sick. But yeah, they're separate collections. Okay. 2 bottom. I like that. Let's see if they found the heat. They have Delirium. Creature, artifact. Yeah, they have Delirium. Discarding Island. So we still know they have Bolt. Could have found a second Bolt, maybe. Bobble themselves. Okay. They're just mega dead then. Oh, wait. Fuck. I could have fielded. I was auto-yielded, but I could have just fielded, right? Before they drew a card. I'm just not going to attack, because we know they had bolts. Okay, so they wanted to draw a counterspell. They don't have heat, because they would have heated first. Yeah, so I guess I should have fielded before the bubble trigger happened. Because, like, they did keep the card, so it definitely could have been heat. I was just auto-yielded to the bubble trigger. Alright, game 3. Why not play the ring, let it get exiled, then replay with Karn? Because I had a backup Karn. Like, I don't really care if they counter the first Karn when I have a second one. Like, I'd much rather slam and resolve a ring on a turn they're tapped out. You know, especially when I have the second Karn. Because, like, I have a ring in my sideboard that I can get with Karn anyways. So I just didn't need to... I didn't need to get that ring exiled. Sheoldred notably does not get Force of Negation. Game 3. Well, I don't know if it gets better than this hand. I don't think I could sculpt a more perfect 7. Swap this for Fatal Push, maybe? It's like the only way it gets better. I'm doing this now so I can take their Shredder. I think it's right. I could play through 1 counterspell. I mean, I have March to answer the Shredder, but, like, it would be 2 turns before I can kill the Shredder. So I think this is fine. I'll draw more threats. My deck is all threats, you know? It's all I have in my deck is threats. I'm not going to display a spell until I miss a land drop. I'm also just waiting to try and find a second Thoughtseize. Sure. I found me. They bubble themselves, right? Yeah. Man, Crabbrave goes hard. Do 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 do. 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 minus 2 is 4. Plus 6 is 10. I have 13, right? So I can triple spell this turn. Let me recount my mana. I do. I will cast this one first. I should have lit Ring. This is type 4 too. Or 4th type for Delirium. They just let it resolve? Can I Emrakul them? Oh, wait, no, I can't get Emrakul with Karn. Why did I think I could get Emrakul with Karn? Chalice 2? What if I got Chalice too? I guess I could get Crypt to shut off heat. Could also just Leveler. It doesn't blow anything up though. I just counter it, right? Like 7, 8. I could Chalice 1. Chalice 1 is nice. Oh no, I can't. Yeah. I only have enough to... I can only play 2 more spells, so I can't Chalice 1 and double 4-drop. Energy Core, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate that. What if I got Sundering Titan? Alright, I gotta turn off Crab Rave. Y'all are killing me right now. I'm turning off Crab Rave. Alright, Crab Rave turned off. I can't think with that much fucking Crab Rave. Yeah. Uno mana. Sacrifice Fire Outlet. Find Force? Looks like they have Force. Nope, no Force. Okay. Well, now the game's probably over. Yeah, this game should be over. Why is chat going crazy with the fucking sound alerts? Alright, Karn down. Karn, you have served us well. Whatever meant to bring. Beep, 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 beep. His name is John Cena. Like, you guys, you know his name is John Cena. 5-5. Why am I even casting this? I probably don't have to. Sure. Okay, that's fine. Play field. They have a second heat? Could have second heat. If they have second heat, then I could just fucking march this, right? This is modern, yeah. I'm just going to leave one floating so I can pay for spell beers. Because I don't know if I can lose this game now. Alright, you can go. They didn't want to play anymore. We did it, chat. Woo! We did it. Living End. This hand sucks. You have Splinter Twin. Man, I have Splinter Twin and I have Sunken Citadel Field. This hand is really, really close. Is it crazy that I want to keep this hand? Alright, let's do it. I actually don't think this hand's bad. Alright, probably Living End. Could be Rhinos, but probably Living End. Citadel first. Definitely Citadel first. We also have Citadel Coffers Urborg, so we can just cast Damnation on turn 3. Why do we keep? This hand is just like it has 4 mana on turn 3. Citadel Coffers Urborg is just so much mana. So yeah, we need to find payoffs, but actually I don't think this hand is as bad as you might think it is. It's close for sure, but it's definitely a close hand. Do I play any decks with a positive matchup against Living End? No. It's kind of like Pioneer, when I only play decks that are bad against blue-white. It's like the same thing. Did I miss the Pioneer Challenge, by the way? I did. Started at 5. I was thinking about playing that. Yeah, if they have no grief and they have Shardless, then we're chilling. Wait, the Pioneer Challenge didn't fire? Really? Oh, you hate to see that. At what point do they take the event down? Oh, there's just nobody in it. Wow, it didn't fire? I mean, it is a 96. Why is this one a 96? Didn't fire last week either. Kind of makes sense. Like, people don't really have a good reason to play Pioneer. Okay, so we have to Urborg this turn, right? Well, I could Coffers first. In theory, I could cast Fatal Push this turn. Just don't know if I want to give them black mana this turn. I don't think it matters that much. I'm going to play Urborg. Yeah, I agree. I've been pretty happy with Timeless. Oh my god. Please have Shardless and not Outburst. Or No Grief. Could also just draw Ring. Field Vents. Could have Fielded Vents, maybe. Okay, it's good for me. Which means they don't have Grief. Alright, we also have to hope they don't have Force. Which is maybe not that likely. Maybe not that likely. What do you think, chat? What are the odds they have Force? Any Forcers? Okay. Well, they may just have second Cascade spell. But not much I can do about that. Okay. Well, they might have Outburst. We didn't dodge yet. Karn? Any Karns? What are they doing now? Oh, they just have Shardless? No, we're main phasing Outburst. I don't play a second Damnation, so this is probably game. Ring, I guess? We can chain rings. Did. Okay. So, last time we cut all of the pushes, which I like. Brought in the Thoughtseize. I think did we bring in the Crypt and the Brain? I think we might have also brought in the Ring. Maybe the Wurmcoil. The only one that I think I want to keep in my sideboard is Chalice. That's the best one. Did we cut all of the Bowmasters? Bring in these four? I know for a fact we brought in Crypt Brain. We may have... I think we did something like this? I think that's what we did last time. Does that make sense? Why not main Chalice? Because I think Karn for Chalice is still pretty good. Like, if you main the Chalice, what is your Karn doing? You know, if you're maining the Chalice, the Crypt, and the Stonebrain, your Karn just don't do anything. You know? So, like, you need to have something for your Karns to get that's actually meaningful. Yeah, I guess they can get Bridge. Play Bowmaster over Edicts. Could do, like, 3-2, maybe. It is kind of early pressure. It's not that bad. I could also just not play the Wurmcoil over Sheoldred. Could see cutting the 4th Sheoldred. It's kind of expensive. I mean, the thing is, I have a lot of bad cards. Like, there's no way that we can sideboard in such a way that we're cutting all of our bad cards, you know? Yeah, that's another reason I want to keep the Chalice in the sideboard, is just to have, like, some good 0-mana thing. I don't know if you need both, because, like, your Karns aren't resolving most of the time anyways. But I think this looks pretty good. I think I like this. This hand is weird. I think it's good. This is, what, turn 2 Stonebrain? And then if they have turn 1 Grief, take Stonebrain, we can rip a Black Source to cast Voidwalker. I mean, I'm definitely keeping it. I don't think I can mull this hand. Yeah, Brain's very good on the play, I agree. It's like Force or Bust. Or Grief, I guess. Now the question is, what do we cast first? Casting this plays around Force. But this is higher upside, and we can't get Living Ended on turn 2 anyways. So I actually kind of think we're supposed to Brain here. Because if they don't have Force, we win. And if they do have Force, we just cast this next turn. Right? That's kind of my theory there. I'm going to cast Brain. I think it's right to cast Brain here. They have Boseiju. Sure. I guess that's a reasonable argument, yeah. This is worse if they go, like, Force and then they draw Grief, because then they can take the Dauthi. It's not a great draw. Wait, now my Dauthi is bad, right? Because if I play Dauthi, they just go response, cycle, untap, living end. This goes to the graveyard. And I can't Thoughtseize plus Dauthi. I can only get the 2 black mana this turn. I could Thoughtseize myself. It's not a terrible play. Thoughtseize myself, play Field Pass. Yeah, so let's go play Field. I think I have to Thoughtseize myself. And then if they go to cycle, I can Bowmaster in response. Or I can also hold up Field, depending. How does Thoughtseize self come out favorable versus Living End? Yeah, I know, right? I have no idea. They may just go for a small Living End to, like, force the Dauthi. But it's nice that we have this Bowmaster to kind of pressure them. Because, like, they're not going to have infinite time, you know? I think we overcooked this play. I think it's my only play. If I cast Dauthi and they cast Shardless, I'm dead, you know? Not dead, you know what I mean? But, like, it's not ideal for me. Now we can just start, like, fielding them a ton. I think this play was fine. I'm gonna do a draw phase. Yeah, they need Endurance. Which looks like they might have. Okay, that's unfortunate. So I actually shouldn't field them. Because if I field them, like, say I draw step field them, they can float mana, get a basic, use the floating mana to cycle, and it makes the living end worse. As opposed to just, like, letting them living end and being able to beat just the generous end, right? Yeah, I'm just not gonna field. I think this is correct. Could, like, field end step, maybe. I guess I could do it now. Kill this. Yeah. Kind of the same thing. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have waited. Maybe waiting was stupid. I also probably should have played one of these two last turn. See, like, now... Oh, they didn't float mana on the second one, so it's not that bad. Okay. Am I winning this race? Maybe I should have Thoughtseize before, in case they had second Endurance. I'm, like, kind of winning this race. Sure. I mean, we have to draw one of our big payoff cards. Sheoldred, Ring, Karn, I'll probably do it. Okay, playing defense. 4-drop, please. Ooh, I like this. There's red mana. I shocked. That's scary. Alright, well, show me the other force, I guess. If it resolved, it's probably getting Ring. Okay, it resolved. Oh, no, I boarded in the Ring. Do I have a Ring exiled? I have a Stonebrain exiled. Stonebrain's not very good, though. Chalice, Totem, Explosives. Maybe just get Bridge? This is what I was talking about when I was saying boarding out a lot of my things. What if I just got Sundering Titan? Isn't Brain good? Well, the problem with getting Brain is if I get Brain and they have Outburst, that's bad, because they just put 10 power into play, and they're like, okay, I don't care that you resolve Brain, who cares, you know? Getting Bridge first is probably the safest, because we know they don't have Force Negation in hand. And the problem with getting Sundering Titan is I think there's a good chance they have Subtlety because, well, no, if they had Subtlety, they would have cast it there. Yeah, they definitely would have cast Subtlety if they had it. I think this is pretty safe. No, because they would have Subtlety Karn 100%, right, if they had Subtlety. So there's no chance they have Subtlety. The Titan was free, but I couldn't cast Titan this turn is the issue. We can just get Titan next turn. Okay. Good thing I didn't get Stone Brain. Yeah, if they draw an out to bridge, we're fucked, but... I'm very glad we didn't get Stone Brain. And you see, this is why you can't get Stone Brain there. They just respawn, cast Living End, and you die. You don't die, but I go to 10, they kill Karn, you know? So let's go again. I think we get Titan now, right? Is Ballista lethal? Wait, hold on. Is Ballista lethal? Mana check. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 minus 2 is 5 plus 7 is 12. It is lethal. So I'll do that. Yeah, this is lethal. Unless they drew Subtlety this turn. Alright, cool. Game 3. They have food. Yeah, but, like, I can just play the Ballista and pass, and then level it up a bunch next turn, you know? So, like, that game is a perfect example of boarding in the One Ring. I don't know. Oh, right, they can't food because of Karn, yeah. I don't know, maybe Bridge is good enough in those spots where I don't need the One Ring in the sideboard, but I really wanted to get the ring that turn, you know? I guess if I get the ring, they Living End, they can kill my Karn, and then it's not clear that the ring gets me out of that. So maybe Bridge is just better anyways, and for that reason, I should just board in the ring. It's kind of tough, though. It's not clear which avenue is better. The only argument against Bridge versus Ring is against Boseiju and Force. Where, like, if you, like, say you Thoughtseize them and you know they have Boseiju, then you just can't get Bridge. But it's still probably better most of the time. Why did they bring Endurance Game too? Maybe they, like, expected me to have Voidwalkers. Can't keep this, obviously. I kept 7. Back March. March kind of sucks against them. Rather just have all my lands. Question is, do I play Crypt on 1? They have Grief, so I probably should. Okay. Right, yeah. Alright, well, this is dicey. It's okay, we'll draw Dothy. Kind of funny that Force Exile, so we can just get it back with Karn. Draw Dothy or Thoughtseize. It probably has to be one of those two, though. Don't think that's gonna cut it. Can I beat 7 power? 9 power with Shardless? Maybe. Can maybe beat 9 power. Just gonna field their red source. Probably do it at their draw phase. Sure. I don't want to do it now because they can float mana, get forest, play outburst. So I think I'd rather wait till their draw phase. They have Misty. I know, but like... I don't know. I guess they can get Stomping Ground off this. They get Stomping Ground off this. Erase this from it. Maybe there's just no reason to use the field there. There could be an argument to not use the field. Are they just casting a 4-drop? Oh, they're holding up Subtlety. Alright, well, I mean, plays kind of forest. It just resolved. So they definitely have Outburst, right? Like, what could their hand possibly be? I almost kind of just... Ah, man. I don't know if the bridge is good enough, though. Like, if I know they have Outburst... What happens if I get Bridge? Say they don't have a Cycler. They have 5, 9, 12 power. I have 4 cards in hand. The bridge is 5. Draw for turn is 6. If I don't draw a cheap spell, I can only... The bridge is my only play, right? I mean, Chalice and Crypt are kind of the same thing. I don't know which one's better. I guess Chalice is probably better. Yeah. Chalice is probably a bit better. I just don't think the bridge is good enough. That's the problem. Force of Vigor gets you now. Well, it doesn't matter this turn if they have the Outburst. You know what I mean? Like, it's completely irrelevant. Like, if I get Crypt... Well, they have Macabre, too. Like, I get Crypt. They go Respawn, do this. My Crypt resolves. I guess, like, I'm just dying if they force my Damnation anyways. So we gotta draw Thoughtseize, then? Or hope they don't have Grief? I think, assuming the Damnation sticks, this is maybe better, because it cuts them off more outs. Something tells me this Damnation's not sticking, though. Thoughtseize. Can I possibly bait with Karn? How much mana do I have? 3, 4, 5. I have 7. Oh, I can't even bait with Karn. Right? I can't bait with Karn. Alright, well. Can I survive if I cast Wurmcoil? No, they have 9 in play, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bridge. Bridge, bridge, bridge. Yeah, if I cast Wurmcoil, I'm just dead on board. 4, 6 in the air, plus 3 Swamp Walk. Trying to think if there's anything else I could have done differently. What could I have done differently? I mean, nothing really, right? No matter what, even if I had gotten Bridge... Actually, hold on. If I had gotten Bridge, I could have double spelled this turn, right? I mean, obviously I didn't know I was drawing Coffers. But had I gotten Bridge, I would have had enough to cast it. You know, granted, I didn't know I was drawing Coffers. But maybe I should have, like... Maybe I should have maybe played towards my out of drawing exactly Coffers. The way they're countering Karn, though. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe if they didn't have a blue card, they wouldn't counter Karn there.